2K25 has come out, and I wanted to come out here and try a video on the game. I showed, some interest in potentially doing a couple of videos on the game, and, some of you guys were receptive and at the very least said that you'd give it a try. So we're going to be following the Intercontinental title for 5 years. I wanted to mesh the video style a little bit with some of my football content so that you guys can at least follow if you're not as familiar with this game or familiar with wrestling in general. So we're going to be following the Intercontinental title for 5 years. I did everything I could to try to make, the results be a little bit more fun because I got everybody on each of the rosters, messed with the match tables, made it so that we can get some fun results. So everything that I'm going to be doing is going to be completely spectating, completely random, except for the first match. I vacated the title, make it so that nobody has any advantages. We're going to just throw these 8 guys in there, crown a first champion, and we'll see where the story, where the game, where the spectating, where it all takes us. So I don't want to spend the whole time just explaining things, but at the very least I'll tell you, we're not going to be watching every second of every match because then this video would be insanely long, and it's already a long video. So we're going to be watching the highlights, watching the key moments, watching the results. You'll at least get to see every winner of the title matches as we start things off. We got 6 top contenders, still 2 to be coming out, as a Styles Clash is not going to be able to put away LA Knight. So a Styles Clash kick out as finishers come fast and furious in this game. Backflipping reverse DDT off the ropes, as you see a lot of wrestlers with a lot of history. Some have been champions, some have not. Obviously, Sheamus still looking for his first Intercontinental title. Chad Gable looking for his first singles title. AJ Styles has been a champion before. Braun Breaker, the person we vacated the title from, wants to, reclaim his spot back at the top. And then Andrade and Carmelo Hayes yet to come in, as they'll have to wait till, 1 or 2 of these guys gets eliminated to come out. Only 6 in the ring at the same time, as AJ Styles with the springboard 450 on LA Knight, just really trying to focus on LA Knight as these two faced at WrestleMania previously, and he is going to want to get his revenge after Knight beat him at Mania. And now looking for another Styles Clash, but he's not going to be able to get it. Knight drops him down, and Knight is looking for his finish. Knight measuring. He's got him up for the BFT, dropping him on his head, and AJ Styles down. It's going to be the first not elimination quite yet, and Knight's going to have to keep trying as Finn Balor's going to end up dropping Sheamus on his head. Knight and Styles just going at it the entire match, it feels like, as Styles and Knight are really the key focus in this match right now. Chad Gable, he's getting hyped up, but he's going to be met with a springboard forearm. He tried to take the straps down. Usually when that happens, he's looking for a moonsault, looking for the ankle lock, looking for maybe Chaos Theory, but instead Styles, he's been the MVP of this match, and he's going to drop Sheamus with the Styles Clash. And will it be the first elimination? Gable watching on as Sheamus will not win his Intercontinental title. Have to wait a little bit longer, and now that opens the door for one of the next opponents to get into the match. Will it be Carmelo Hayes or Andrade, as Knight and Styles finally, all fighting other people, as that's going to be a burning hammer, and Styles, he's looking to put Knight away, and will he finally have it? It's the Calf Crusher, and Knight, nowhere to go. Knight, he's not nowhere near the ropes won't even break the hold, and he's going to tap out. Styles has the first 2 eliminations, and will get a 7th man into this match up next, but Styles is looking more motivated than he has in a while. Andrade coming in looking for his first Intercontinental title as Gable kicks out. Braun Breaker and Finn Balor fighting along the ropes as Andrade is going to be coming to the ring. Carmelo Hayes will be last, and there's going to be history there. Carmelo Hayes and Andrade with their fight forever type of feud that they have going on, as Gable immediately beats Andrade with an exploder suplex, and Balor and Styles, more history between these two. Everyone in this match is pretty intertwined. Carmelo Hayes has the best job in the world right now, just getting to watch all these people just obliterate one another. Balor to the top rope, Gable working on Andrade, Breaker, just a spear out of nowhere, and then Balor caves in the chest of Styles as the pin from the spear. Gable is out, and Styles, after getting his chest caved in by Balor, will he be out as well? And he's done. Back-to-back eliminations in the span of about 30 seconds. Just Breaker actually breaking Gable in half, and a chair getting launched at his head as Carmelo Hayes, that timer's going to be starting any second now, and these three are all beating the heck out of one another, and Carmelo Hayes still hasn't had to come into the match quite yet. Andrade, maybe just best to watch things outside, kendo stick in hand, as Carmelo Hayes is going to be in now a couple of seconds. Andrade is beating them both down with a kendo stick, and I wonder if he's going to go right after Andrade immediately, because these two, I mean, they have an unresolved best-of-7 series that they didn't get to finish, and it was over the U.S. title, but now over the Intercontinental title. Will it be similar as Andrade going for the Three Amigos? As Carmelo Hayes, he's looking maybe for Balor instead, letting Andrade take care of business in the ring, as Carmelo Hayes picks the bones of a wounded Finn Balor, and Andrade is going to be now worked on by Finn Balor. Carmelo Hayes with a sledgehammer in hand. I don't know what he's doing with that. He launches it at the back of the head of Andrade. He just launched it at the back of his head. That could have knocked him out, but Andrade not done. I mean, imagine getting a sledgehammer just flung at the back of your head. What do you even do about that? But Balor dropping him on his head, and Andrade with the spinning back elbow on Breaker caught him out of nowhere, and the pin. We're down to 3 as Breaker just got caught out of nowhere with that spinning back elbow. It is sudden, and speaking of moves that can knock you out, that back elbow has knocked somebody out in the past. If you remember, Cedric Alexander in the pandemic getting his head just clean taken off, as it was now going to be a down to 3, and of course it's Andrade, it's Carmelo Hayes, but Finn Balor kind of caught in between this forever feud between these two as they're fighting in the corner. Balor laid out as Melo is going to go for the moonsault. Balor tried to roll out the way, but it wasn't going to be enough. Melo had the range, and Melo, when he shoots it from distance, he has the range to hit it from distance, as Melo with the pin on Andrade with the sledgehammer shots. Andrade staying in it with the kick out. And Melo, what do you got to do to put him away? He's measuring, he's looking, he's going to hook Andrade. He's looking for his own move, the message. That's Andrade's finisher, and he's using it on him to put him away. And Andrade not done yet. Andrade just staying in it without the roll-up. Balor, they forgot about Balor. They forgot about Balor. And the kick out on the roll-up. Been caught between a feud between these two absolute bitter rivals, as immediately Andrade, look at it, he's going to get Finn away, and they're immediately going to go back after one another. It just seems like they get Finn out the way and immediately go back to beating the hell out of one another, as Melo, he's down, he's kicking out, and Balor, he's going to drop kick the front of the face of Andrade, get Carmelo up, and Carmelo is about the sling blade rolling through, basement drop kick to the side of the head, and now Andrade, I think he's a little angry that he's had his moments broken up, but Balor, he's dropping Melo into the pin, he's got him down, and Balor is taking out Melo, and now it's just Andrade and Finn, and Balor immediately gets him up and drops him right on his head, and Balor looking for back-to-back eliminations for the win, and Finn Balor is the first Intercontinental Champion of the video. He got in between this Melo and Andrade rivalry, and he took advantage, because with them two going after one another, it gave Finn the time to recover. It gave Finn the opportunity to go and drop both of them, and Balor survives, and he's the first champion, so we'll be covering every pay-per-view title defense. If there happens to be a Raw or a SmackDown title defense, you will see it. Balor, his first matchup will be against Andrade in just a singles match. So Andrade and Finn looking for a one-on-one match. These two have competed for the Intercontinental title before, back when Finn used to be Intercontinental Champion back in, 2019? These two fought over the title, and it was Finn Balor coming out with the victory time and time again as Balor hops into the ring and a roll-up on Andrade. He's going to kick out of that, reverse into one of his own, turn it into the pin, and Andrade is going to not even get a 1 count, but Balor getting his pin reversed, and easily those types of pins can catch you as he drops him on his head with a DDT. Andrade going for the moonsault, and he hits it on Balor, as usually Andrade will do the little moonsault, you'll roll out the way, and then he'll hit you with another, but he just hits the first moonsault plain as a backflip, dropping, kicking him in the back of the head, as Andrade, he's got one of the deepest and most fun movesets in all of wrestling, and he is showcasing everything that he has, as Balor is going to get some help from the outside. I mean, and it's Finn Balor out there, and the Judgment Day is a part of the match. It is going to be not just a one-on-one as Balor drops him with the Pele kick, and now Balor to the outside. He's going to the top rope, and Andrade waiting for him there, and he's not going to get him down in time as Andrade looked a little stunned as now the roll through on the Hurricane the pin combo is going to get a 2 count, but now Balor drops him with a coup de grace on the springboard, and Balor for the victory on Andrade again. He retains the title, and Finn Balor is going to walk out of Backlash as the champion still. And throughout the match there was a lot of help from the Judgment Day, because that's just how this works. You get Balor in a one-on-one match, it turns into a 2-on-1, 3-on-1, 4-on-1, and a 5-on-1 sometimes. So Balor, we'll see what he can do when it's just a straight up one-on-one match with no one to help him, because how about last man standing at Clash at the Castle? It's going to be Balor versus Mysterio for the Intercontinental title, and there's not going to be anyone to help Finn out, as these two, it's a lot of waiting around, standing around, waiting for the 10 count, but Balor, after a 5 count, is going to just drop Mysterio with the clothesline, and the match has basically been Finn, a lot of taunting, a lot of dropping Mysterio, a lot of patience, not trying to let Mysterio have that fast-paced match that he loves to have, as Balor is going to go springboard, drop kick, front of the chest, and Mysterio kicks up. Balor doesn't want him to get away. He tries to go for a German, but Mysterio rolls through. If this were a regular match, that would be a pin, but no pinfalls in this one, as Mysterio is going to drop a knee right on the forehead of Balor, and go as a kip up from Balor now. Mysterio working the ropes, and he hits him with the fun drop kick. Both of these two dropping their boots right into the chest of the opponent. Mysterio at a 5 count, and now Balor gets up at 6. Finn looking as he is going to get caught, or Karada into the second rope. You know who he's set up for. It's a 619, but Balor catches the feed, and Balor drops him down on his back. Balor was ready for that one, as Finn, will that be the end of the match, as Balor looking to see what he should go for next, and that's going to be the move that dropped Carmelo Hayes from the 8-man, but it's not going to drop Mysterio for a 10 count. Balor punching, trading strikes, Mysterio countering, throwing him into the ropes as he's going to duck underneath, and Mysterio dropping his feet out from under him, and Mysterio immediately going to follow up, but going up high. Balor, this is a match where you want him to stay down, but Mysterio, he wants him to get up. He wants to do a little bit more, as he's going to drop himself on a seated senton, and look for that to be the finish, but it is at a 6 count, not going to be it. Balor and Mysterio both getting up at the 6 and the 7 count, so not enough yet, but Balor, he's got Mysterio up, and he drills him down, and will that finally be it? 5 count, this put away Andrade in the gauntlet. 7 as 8, Mysterio back up to his feet at a count of 8, but that's the highest they've gotten to this point. Still no 9 counts, and definitely not a 10 count quite yet, as Balor, he's down. He's getting up at a 6 count. Balor with nobody to help him. It's just him and Ray, as Ray is going to be signaling. He's looking at the crowd for a moment, and he's going to be flipping him for a destroyer, and Balor dropped on the top of his head. It's not going to beat him, but Mysterio dropping him on his head again with a DDT, and Mysterio to the top rope. He's looking for the frog splash, and he's got it, but Mysterio not done yet. He gets Balor in the corner, gets him up to the top rope, and Balor, he's got an order. He's probably concussed at this point. Wheelbarrow and the Bulldog from the top rope. And Finn Balor, he's dropped for a 7 count. He got dropped on his head with a destroyer, a DDT, a frog splash, and now the Bulldog from the top rope, and that's going to do it. A combination of offense from Ray. He didn't need the 619 to do it because Finn had the 619 scouted. The problem was he didn't have everything scouted because Ray's been doing this for like 30 years, and he's got a whole move set that he can drop Balor with, or anybody else with, and he doesn't need to do it with his 619. He doesn't need to do it with the best that he has. He has a whole array of moves, and Mysterio gets another Intercontinental title on his resume, and is the second champ of the video. As we move ahead to 2 weeks later, we're at the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. It's going to be Mysterio versus Tony D'Angelo. So a new challenger. We got, like I said, the NXT roster coming on up, so we're going to see what D'Angelo and Mysterio do. For some of the matches, I will apologize. I have the little layout there that I forgot to take off. Sometimes put the controller down and let the matches play out as Mysterio splash from the top is going to get a 1, a 2, but not a 3. D'Angelo kicks out, and Mysterio's been pretty much in control of this match, as you'd expect from a veteran against an up-and-comer, as D'Angelo, them two trading strikes as they're going back and forth. They got supporters in each of their corner, both of their family. We got the D'Angelo family, we got the LWO in each corner as Mysterio, D'Angelo trading strikes, chops, punches, back and forth as D'Angelo hits him with another chop. Mysterio is gonna get caught, and D'Angelo, maybe probably the better striker between the two if you want fist-to-fist combat, but D'Angelo gets caught. Mysterio, he's quicker, he's faster, these two trading strikes, and D'Angelo trying to match energies with Ray, and these two looked evenly matched for that moment as D'Angelo catches him in a small package, and D'Angelo trying to steal the title, but he's not gonna get it, and Mysterio is gonna kick out, but D'Angelo may be in control for the time being as he's got him hooked, and he drops him as he got to the pin cover in the combo. Selena in the background, she's looking fearful of Ray losing the title as D'Angelo now really in control as he's gonna drop him with the spine buster, and D'Angelo, he's dropping Ray one more time, but Ray kicks out again, and Ray just won't go down. Ray was in control for the entirety of this match, but a flurry from D'Angelo has caught Ray off guard, and D'Angelo looking for a suplex. He's got the belly to belly, and now getting him up one more time. Ray is gonna get him up, and Ray doing what he does best, looking to steal another one, pull one out of a hat, doing it out of nowhere, but D'Angelo rolls through, counter, D'Angelo, he's got it! Tony D'Angelo steals the title, and Tony is going to be the Intercontinental Champion, and Ray's reign ends in just 2 weeks. Okay, that's a shocker right there. That's the first real upset of the video, as it looks like Ray does that a lot. He'll come out here, he'll get beat up, he'll get ragged all around, and then he'll all of a sudden pull one out of nowhere in a roll-up, but surprisingly, Tony had it scouted, and not only did he kick out, he rolled through, he got a cover of his own, and surprised Ray. Now we got a random match at SummerSlam. How about Kofi versus D'Angelo in an underground match? I don't know how that happened, as Kofi just flew chest first, body down, off the apron onto the floor and hit nobody, as D'Angelo, he hit when he jumped off the apron, but kind of weird, a no-rope match, you gotta win by knockout or submission, as Kofi, he's got him with a bulldog off the top. He was teetering on the edge, but dropped him. For some of these matches that take place, I'd love to know how we got to a story where an underground match between Kofi and Tony D'Angelo was needed. I don't know how or where or why this is a thing, but D'Angelo, he followed up that bulldog that he took off the apron onto the floor. He's followed that up really well, as D'Angelo just picking him up in the fireman's carry, tossing Kofi back into the ring. Continuing his fight, and as you'd expect in an underground match, striking would be a big part of it. Kofi with that spin kick, and Kofi with hooking him up, and SOS, but Kofi had a lot taken out of him. Both were down. Kofi wasn't able to capitalize, as now back in an even state, as Kofi trouble in paradise, but Tony, he may be bruised on the side of his face, but he's not done yet. He's not giving up. He's not knocked out. It looked like a shot like that would be enough to knock you out, but Tony now trying to not tap out. He's not going to, as D'Angelo, great fight from him, as usually, you catch a trouble in paradise like that, you are done for, and D'Angelo showing that maybe he's the champ that's going to be on the rise, this future star, as he was thrown almost into the crowd of people. The two girls had to duck, as D'Angelo taken to the outside, lifted up. Kofi is going to try to get him back in the ring. He's not going to, and Kofi driven. It's just his abdomen right into the apron, and D'Angelo hooking him, as it's going to be a Northern Lights roll through. D'Angelo has him, and he drops him. D'Angelo looking for the finish, and Tony is going to get Kofi up and drops him with the spine buster, but Kofi still alive, but D'Angelo not done. Kofi Kofi, will he be done here? Another one, and D'Angelo with the victory and a successful title defense. So look at Tony D'Angelo taking out Ray and Kofi in, a 2-month span, and at SummerSlam, I mean, he is the North American champion. We basically just nuked NXT, so I'd say don't pay attention to that, as the next challenge is going to be an interesting one. How about a fatal 4-way, and it's going to be Kofi, Xavier, Braun, and Tony. So a unique matchup, Kofi and Xavier as opponents, as the New Day kind of splitting up a little bit, as it was looking like it was going to be that way in real life, but Big E wanted to be the scapegoat for those two to stay together. But now it looks like in the game they've split up entirely, and now we're fighting each other for the Intercontinental title. Braun Breaker, meanwhile, one of the other participants in there trying to get his title back, as Braun with the elbow drop off the top rope. Xavier dealing with Tony, as Braun and Xavier now fighting, and Braun is going to deliver some punches to the gut, get away from Woods, strike to the face, as Xavier is gonna be looking for his first singles championship on a power slam from Breaker. He's eyeing Kofi now, and he leaps at him with a shoulder block. Both men out the ring, and the pin from Breaker. 1, 2, and a 3. And there's gonna be some weird matches like that where maybe there isn't a lot of highlights to show you and the finish is a little weird, but it wasn't a spear that took out Kofi, it was a shoulder tackle, and Tony D'Angelo lost his title without even having to be pinned, so we'll see if he ends up getting another shot at it. But Braun Breaker, that's going to be a hard champion to take down, as we've already seen this title float around a couple of people. This is our 4th one of year 1, and Braun's first title defense will be on an episode of Raw, and it will be against Tony D'Angelo, so Tony will get at least a rematch and see if he can get his championship back, as these two one-on-one. It wasn't a crazy match with a lot of highlights, but we'll show you the parts that we do have, as Tony is going to have him hooked up, overhead belly to belly, and dropping Braun Breaker, as D'Angelo to the outside. He's going to the top rope. He's looking, measuring, and Braun rolling into an elbow drop, and the elbow drop on Braun, cover, as it's going to be Tony D'Angelo winning his title back. As I told you, sometimes you'll get some weird matches with some weird results. Not every match could be a 5-star classic with the most ridiculous finishes, but Tony D'Angelo gets his championship back, so we have our first 2-time Intercontinental champion, and it is Tony D'Angelo of all people. I don't know who was placing bets on Tony D to be doing that, but if you did, you'd be winning a lot of money. But we've had now another person win the championship in year 1, another title change, I should say. We're at Bad Blood, where it is going to be D'Angelo versus Woods, and maybe the New Day aren't split up because Kofi's in his corner, so D'Angelo seemingly has been feuding with the New Day sort of on and off the entirety of his title reign, as it's going to be D'Angelo, Woods striking back and forth, trading punches. Kofi couldn't get the job done at SummerSlam. Neither of them could do it at Bash in Berlin, but can Xavier do it at Bad Blood? He's got him. Small package driver got him in a tight pin, and Xavier Woods is not going to get a 3 count there. D'Angelo going to roll out the ring and go to Stacks and maybe just try to regroup a little bit. Kofi, meanwhile, watching on, as Xavier is going to go through the ropes with a suicide dive, and, Stacks wanted to do something there. He maybe could have, but he's just going to stand there and watch it and see. D'Angelo, though, responding nicely as he's back up on his feet, catching him and throwing him over. D'Angelo has a lot of nice suplexes in his moveset, as he'll have Xavier back up, hooking him and dropping him again, as he has delivered that one on the floor. I mean, he can win this match by count out if he gets back up. Count is at 5. Both men are down. Are we going to get a double count out, as D'Angelo at 6? He's back to his feet. 7. He picks Xavier back up, and maybe this is a mistake, but he's maybe trying to do the honorable thing of trying to win this match fairly, but it's a count of 9. Woods back into the ring, and he immediately gets met with a spine buster, and dropping him. Woods down, and Tony D'Angelo, maybe that was calculated to get him to get back into the ring so he could beat him definitively. And no rematch for Xavier, probably, because you maybe got a rematch if it was a count out, but you weren't getting a rematch if you got pinned in the middle of the ring clean. as D'Angelo successfully takes out the New Day, both halves of them, and now he'll move on to Survivor Series, where the task gets a lot harder for him. So another match where I don't know how this one came about, because Drew McIntyre is the world champion. I don't know why one of the world champions is sitting here fighting for the Intercontinental title, and both titles are not on the line, and Drew is going to drop him with a future shock. This is a match where Drew was just flinging Tony D around and was just throwing him from sideline to sideline, throwing him barricade to barricade, and it was mostly 90% Drew McIntyre with a Claymore, as he didn't even pin him. D'Angelo rolled out the ring, and that might have made Drew a little bit more angry, as he's going to powerbomb him on the floor. It has just been a massacre from Drew, and Stacks can only watch in horror as D'Angelo is having the Intercontinental title beaten out of him. I mean, Drew's not going to be able to win it by countout, so he gets him back into the ring. Drew stepping in, and he's measuring for maybe another Claymore, a future shock, something. I mean, D'Angelo just trying to fight, trying to do something, trying to maybe salvage his title one more time, as he's got him caught into the cover, and D'Angelo is not gonna get it there. You couldn't expect to beat Drew off one big move. It's gonna take more than that. And D'Angelo flinging him off the ropes, catching him with the spine buster, and he drops him, looking for a win again. Can he hang on to his title again? No, he cannot, Drew. I mean, it's just been big moves from D'Angelo, trying to hit whatever Hail Marys he can, and Drew with a glass cow kiss, and Drew McIntyre is going to the corner. He's basically taunting Stacks. And I mean, Stacks is trying to do what he can to salvage this match, maybe give D'Angelo one more opportunity, but he's saying one more, and that's gonna be a Claymore. He held up the one finger to Stacks, and one more is all it's gonna take. One more Claymore, one more boot to the face to end the reign of D'Angelo. Drew McIntyre wins the IC title for a second time in his career, and has now got all the power with the WWE and Intercontinental title. Like I said, I don't know how he got in there, but man, he's got all the titles now, and it's going to be up to whoever on SmackDown to try to take them from him. As, I mean, D'Angelo, I mean, he had a nice little run there, but he got thoroughly beaten down comfortably, decisively, and now we'll see who can take Drew down for either one of those titles. I mean, we're only focusing on the Intercontinental title, so we'll see, as Drew is defending the title now on Raw Day 1. As, like I said, I had the titles on both brands, so we have the most amount of title defenses against Pete Dunne. And Day 1, it's going to be the bitter end, and Drew McIntyre kicks out of the bitter end, and Pete Dunne, that looked to be his best chance. He's going to pin him again. Drew immediately kicking out, and Drew McIntyre is going to drop him with a Claymore, and Drew into the cover for the win, the title retention, and Drew McIntyre is going to retain, and he hasn't had to defend the title on like a pay-per-view or anything, because he's defending his world title, so he's out here defending the mid-card title on TV episodes, and he has been unstoppable. How about a fatal four-way? And this one is a monstrous match. Drew defending his Intercontinental title against Sami, Ilya, Sheamus in a spectacular four-way. So Drew on TV one more time on SmackDown in a fatal four-way. So we'll see which one of these hard-hitting, resilient stars can take down Drew, if any of them, or will Drew just ride all the way into WrestleMania Year 1 as a double champion, as Drew is looking at Sheamus. Whenever Drew and Sheamus are in a match, you know it's going to be absolutely just brutal and physical, and then you throw Ilya into the mix, and then you throw Sami into the mix. I mean, this match, it's impossible for it to not be a good one, as Drew has him hooked, and Drew, we know the history with Drew and Sami. Sami has never beaten Drew one-on-one, so we'll see if he can at least pin him at all in any sort of a match. Claymore onto Sheamus, and Sheamus down, but Ilya into the ring. 1, 2, and he couldn't get the breakup, but he kicked out, and Drew one of the only people who are able to kick out of the Claymore is Sheamus. So now with a German suplex, it's going to be Ilya getting into the ring again, but not before a kick out from Drew. As all of these people having a claim to the Intercontinental title, as Ilya with the roll up, Sammy breaks it up, and Sammy is almost going to get caught with the torpedo Masco, and now half and half suplex, dropping Ilya on his head, and Drew now stomping out Sheamus. Garbage can is going to be just driven to the back of Drew. Sammy all alone with Drew in the ring. He's going to pin him. Will a garbage can to the back of the head do it? As Sammy not going to get the victory, as I don't know if it's going to be possible for Sammy to pin Drew. He's not been able to do it, but he's going to try it, as he's got the Blue Thunder Bomb, and he's got them for the pin. Both Sheamus and Ilya are up. Sheamus into the ring, and he breaks it up, and Sheamus is going to keep the match going a little bit longer. Drew having Sammy up, and is he going to be able to put aside his differences with Sammy, with Sheamus? He's got personal hatred for both of these people, and you know that Drew will let some titles slip through his hands due to personal hatred, as Drew is getting dropped with a senton from Ilya, as Ilya with the cover, Sammy into the ring, he breaks it up, and Sami Zayn back out the ring as he's going to maybe just try to play things a little bit more smartly, as Ilya and Drew alone, and he's getting stomped out. We're at that point in the match where everyone is down enough to where one big move is going to take him out, as Sheamus with the knee on the outside to Sammy, and Ilya meanwhile in the ring drops him with the H-bomb, and Sheamus the only one who can stop it as he's into the cover. Sheamus into the ring, breaks up the pin. Sammy's just taken out outside with that bicycle knee. Meanwhile, Sheamus in the ring has him up with the Celtic Cross, and he almost dropped him right on the ladder. Sammy finally back in, and he breaks up the cover, as Sheamus now is going to be looking to see how he could have maybe taken Sammy out a little bit longer, because that could have done it, as Ilya tried to take out Drew. Sammy is on the outside of the ring. Meanwhile, Drew and Sheamus are trying to kick each other's head off. Ilya in the corner. Sheamus is going to hit him with a brogue kick into the cover, as Sammy is not going to be able to get into the ring in time, and it's going to be a kick out. Kick out, as Ilya and Sammy got caught up in one another, but Drew kicked out and keeps his title alive. Sammy, meanwhile, launches a chair right at Sheamus' head. Are you gotta be kidding me? Busted him open. Sammy is gonna drop him with a suplex. Sheamus dazed, but in not able to capitalize. Drew leveling punches into Sammy into the corner. Drew dropping Sheamus, but Sheamus catches him with the high cross, Celtic Cross. It gets broken up. It's a sledgehammer to the back of the knee, and Drew takes the hammer and launches it at Ilya, and then drops Sammy with the neck breaker. Oh my goodness. Ilya saved Drew, and how does Drew repay him? By throwing a sledgehammer right in his forehead, as Drew now taking out Sammy. Sheamus is going to nail him with a brogue kick, and Sheamus into the cover out of nowhere. Ilya, and kick it back into the ring in time. Sheamus is winning the Intercontinental Championship, and Sheamus finally wins his title, as the big moment in that match, Sheamus had him up for the high cross, and instead Ilya just took a sledgehammer to the back of the knee. Drew launches the sledgehammer at Ilya, takes him out, takes Sammy out, and Sheamus has enough time to come back in and drop Drew. Now, there was no Elimination Chamber title defense, so we're going to be going straight to WrestleMania, because, like I said, there was Drew didn't have to defend the title that much because he was world champion, so the pay-per-views he was defending his title there. And then Sheamus, there just was no title defense at Elimination Chamber because of the fact that the Elimination Chambers were going on. So at WrestleMania, how about another fatal four-way? It's a new crop of people though. Grayson Waller, AJ Styles, and Carmelo Hayes. These are 3 of the 8 men who are in the original 8-man match for the title. Will we close year 1 strong, and who will be the champion to close out year 1? And that was a crazy sequence. Sheamus went for the knee as Grayson rolled through, went for the stunner. Carmelo caught him with a springboard moonsault, and now Sheamus and Melo in the ring all by themselves, but Sheamus has him up. AJ Styles back in, and Sheamus with the white noise drops Carmelo, and now Styles back back into the ring with the chair. And now Grayson Waller on the outside setting up a table as we'll go ahead in the match where that table's still set up on the outside. We got a table on the other side. We got a bottle in the ring. We got a ladder in the ring. We got stairs. We got chairs. We got everything as Grayson Waller with the stunner. And he gets caught on the outside. AJ Styles with Sheamus on the outside. Styles clash. And Grayson Waller is down in the ring with Carmelo Hayes out of it. Styles caught up with Sheamus, but Styles gets back in. Grayson reaching for the title, but he's not going to be able to grab it in time. Carmelo Hayes now slowly climbing up the other way, trying to recover from that stunner, but he's not going to get very far. He's not even going to get to the top. He gets knocked down, and now Melo rolls to the outside. Grayson down as now another Styles clash. Sheamus is taking a beating right now as AJ Styles, I think he knows that to him, Sheamus might be the biggest threat. How about some first 48 action as Carmelo Hayes drops AJ Styles, and now Grayson Waller and Carmelo Hayes, they're the alone in the ring with the ladder. It fell in a very uncomfortable position for Grayson Waller, who gets dropped on it. Now Melo only in the ring with Sheamus, but he's knocking Sheamus out, and Carmelo Hayes is taking out everybody. Carmelo, he could go up for the ladder, but he's going to take out AJ Styles instead. He sees Styles getting back up, and he didn't want to take that chance because he already got knocked off the ladder one time. He's trying to take everybody out for good as he drops Grayson Waller again, but Sheamus is back up, and it's like one person goes down, another gets up, another goes down, another gets up, and he's trying to go after Sheamus now. Styles back up, but he's got Sheamus, and Grayson Waller still down, and Carmelo Hayes, he's on fire. Carmelo Hayes off the ropes, and he takes out Sheamus. And Carmelo Hayes, what do you got to do to keep everybody down? It's just not working. As now Carmelo, I mean, he just wasn't able to capitalize. Everyone just kept getting up and up and up. And Sheamus, meanwhile, at the top of the ladder. Grayson Waller drags him down. Melo on the outside, taking care of AJ Styles again. And Grayson Waller alone in the ring with Sheamus down. Melo, though, he's faster. He's climbing into the ring. And Grayson Waller not able to reach for that belt with Carmelo taking up the ladder. And Grayson Waller taken down. Sheamus now is with Carmelo, and the bicycle knee dropping him, and Sheamus trying to keep his Intercontinental title. He doesn't want to lose it immediately. He worked his whole career to get that Intercontinental title, and he doesn't want to lose it so quickly. It's a slow climb to the top, but Styles is there, and AJ Styles is gonna knock the ladder down just in time, and Sheamus, he gets dropped. And now the match will continue a little bit longer as that belt is ready to come down. Whoever can get up there first probably is going to be the next Intercontinental Champion, or in Sheamus's case, still the Intercontinental Champion, as an arm drag is going to flip Sheamus onto the ladder. And Styles, this could be a very bad Styles clash. Oh no, Sheamus right on the ladder face first. And Styles has a springboard forearm. That's not quite the phenomenal form, but it was pretty phenomenal. As now Grayson Waller getting back up in the similar situation for Styles that Carmelo Hayes was in, where one person goes down, another gets up. Styles is going to have everybody get back in the ring, but the ladder is set up as Styles on the outside. Grayson drops Carmelo. Sheamus, meanwhile, I don't know how he's still up, and I don't know how he's still functioning. He's climbing up the ladder as Melo is dropping. Sheamus is up on the top as they're trying to get him down, and Styles gets him up the ladder. I mean, Sheamus almost snuck back there, but look at that forearm! He hit him, and I don't know how he didn't collide with the table. He managed to nail that pinpoint perfect accuracy, and Styles, is he going to be able to win that title? He's going to look for that phenomenal forearm. Grayson slides into the ring, and Grayson takes a forearm too, and he takes out both with the forearm. And Styles, he's got Sheamus. This is like a third Styles clash on Sheamus, and this time it's on the table. Poor Sheamus. I don't know if he's gonna have a nose after this match, as Sheamus still alive in this one. Styles taking out Carmelo, and a bro kick. He finally gets a little payback on Styles. bro kick on Styles, and Grayson's down, Carmelo's down, and Sheamus is alone. He's climbing, both of them getting up slowly. Styles is out, Grayson back in, Carmelo up, and Melo takes a shot at Grayson to try to stop him from stopping Sheamus so he can be the one to do it, but Sheamus has just enough time to pull down the title, and Sheamus is still your Intercontinental Champion, and I don't know how he survived that one. His face is mauled as he took the Styles Clash on a table. He took the Styles Clash on a ladder. He probably has a broken nose, but he'll be the champion going into year 2, as it's a tables match against Austin Theory. And to be quite honest with you, a tables match, there isn't a whole lot to talk about with the table match, but we'll show you what we can, as Sheamus is going to stop him there. Sheamus now, he's gonna have him hooked, got him up, and he's gonna fling Austin Theory with the fall away slam, and he is going to look to try to put Austin through that table, keep that Intercontinental title a little bit longer, up on his shoulders, in a powerbomb position, and through the table. Sheamus still your Intercontinental Champion coming out of Backlash, and he'll move on to another title defense where Sheamus is looking to have that longest running Intercontinental title reign in this video. We'll see who gets to have that distinction. Sheamus's next title defense will take on Tommaso Ciampa, and Johnny's going to be in his corner for it, so we'll see if the 2-on-1 shenanigans are going to take out Sheamus and make him drop that title. As you can imagine, Sheamus and Ciampa in a match is going to be hard-hitting. It's going to be physical. It's going to be a lot of strikes. Sheamus is going to be hooked up, but he counters and back body drop. It looked like Sheamus was going to be dropped with Project Ciampa, but he drops him with the back body drop, and Ciampa kicks out. Johnny on the outside. We'll see what Johnny is able to do and impact this match, as Sheamus is going to whip him off the ropes into the referee, and he's going to use that to his advantage, and a bicycle knee, but Johnny is going to be untangling the pad right behind Sheamus. I don't think he understands. I don't think he sees, as Sheamus is going to have him up, and he's got him for the Celtic Cross, dropping him, but the referee is taking care of the pad, and Sheamus has the win. Sheamus should be the champion still, but Ciampa is going to be able to survive in this one because of Johnny Gargano, who is saving Ciampa, and that's going to be a heartbreaker, but Sheamus needs to focus. Sheamus needs to focus and keep his mind going. Don't focus on Johnny. Don't let that distract you. You could still take down Ciampa, but Ciampa having a second life in this match, as Sheamus is dropping him. Elbow, one after another. Another elbow. Another one from Sheamus, and then a leg drop to finish things off, as he is letting out some frustrations. Ciampa out of the outside, getting back in. Johnny up on the apron. Johnny's messing with the turnbuckle pad again. You gotta eject him, do something. Referee taking care of it, and another bicycle knee. Not again, not again. Ciampa, he's down, he should be beaten. And the referee is, I don't even know who to blame at this point. Johnny should be ejected, but the referee's gotta do their job a little bit better. And Ciampa gets another life in this match, and Ciampa is just surviving. Sheamus has gotta be angry. He's leaping over, duck it down, and a bro kick kicked him right in the face, and the referee's in position this time, and the cover and the victory for Sheamus, as the shenanigans of DIY were able to survive a little bit longer than they maybe were supposed to, but in the end, Sheamus overcomes the odds and keeps his Intercontinental title, and we'll see if Johnny ends up getting a shot at it, because Johnny did all the stuff to help Ciampa. Ciampa should maybe pay that forward a little bit, because maybe he would have a better chance if Johnny got the match, but instead it'll be Tony D'Angelo at Money in the Bank. Now, Tony D'Angelo had some magic at Money in the Bank last year. He took out Ray for the Intercontinental title, and that's where this all started for Tony. But now against Sheamus, can he have a lightning strike twice at Money in the Bank for the Intercontinental title? As Tony, after that, just mauling by Drew McIntyre, hadn't gotten another opportunity at the championship, and now he finally is here all these months later. The Cloverleaf not going to get the job done there. D'Angelo is going to have him hooked up, and you know what's coming here after the Northern Lights, as you see Stacks cheering him on. Stacks still in his corner as Sheamus into the cover, and it is not enough. not enough, and Sheamus still alive, still gonna keep his title for a little bit longer, and usually he follows this one up with the spine buster. He went for it, but he missed, and Sheamus, now he's got it this time, and it's gonna be another try. Will it be a third Intercontinental title for Tony D'Angelo? No, it will not. Sheamus still in it. And Tony D, he had this happen against Ray where he dropped him, and he dropped him, but then it was a roll-up out of nowhere that did it for him. Will he have a little bit more in it? Sheamus taking a beating, but Sheamus as resilient as ever. These two striking back and forth, taking shots, crowd into it, as it's going to be D'Angelo with the punch. Then Sheamus with the chop. D'Angelo responds with a punch, but he gets caught. Sheamus is going to chop him again. Sheamus is exchanging more strikes. He's winning the striking battle. Another one. Sheamus is looking to keep it alive. Another chop as these two are beating the heck out of one another. Their chests are bruised, their chests are red. And Sheamus and trading punches one more time. A hockey fight breaking out. And Sheamus is going to be hecking him up. And it's going to be no strikes this time. Just dropping him with the Celtic Cross. And Sheamus into the cover. And he's going to win the striking exchange. And he's going to win the match. And Sheamus still your Intercontinental Champion. What a run he is on. His first Intercontinental title reign. It took him like decades to get here. And, well, he's not letting it get away from him that easily. You're going to need to do a lot to get this title off of Sheamus. It looks like he'll be going on to another title defense where it is against Bronson Reed at SummerSlam in a steel cage match. It doesn't get easier. There are some matches in this game that are pretty hit or miss in terms of match types, and I feel like steel cage is one of the bigger mistypes when it comes to spectating, so there's not a lot to show you, so I'll show you what I can. Went for a senton, dropped him on his knees, then a bicycle knee to the face, and Sheamus, is he going to try to lift him up? Is he going to try to lift Bronson Reed up as he has him up, and he got him, and the Celtic Cross again, and when you drop 300 pounds on your back, Sheamus is going to keep the title. It wasn't a crazy match, I will say, but that's why we kind of skipped through some of the more less interesting matches so I don't bore you, but Sheamus is still your champion. We'll be moving on to, I believe, Bash in Berlin up next to see where he is going to actually have a match on Raw. Okay, a little Raw title match. We don't get many of these, but we'll enjoy them while we can. How about Raw? Sheamus and Trick Williams, so an upstart type of opponent who is looking to try to pull off a massive upset as Sheamus has been beating Trick up. This is one of those matches where it was just pure domination. Sheamus just throwing him into barricades, flinging him around, delivering strikes. How about a boot to the face? I mean, it is just all Sheamus. It is just straight dominance from Sheamus, and he's taking it to essentially a rookie in Trick Williams to the main roster, but he missed the bicycle knee, and Trick is trying to pull off the upset as Trick Williams is not going to have it go his way there as Sheamus is going to hook him, looking for the cloverleaf. He's got it, and Sheamus with the cloverleaf is not going to get him to tap out, so Trick got some fight in him. As up in the corner goes Sheamus, who's going to get lifted up, and Trick is going to go for a potential superplex, a big move from the top rope. He's got him hooked. He's going to drop him, and Sheamus finally hit with a big move as Sheamus down, and this is the best opportunity Trick's had all match. 1, 2, but Sheamus kicks out. It has been a lot of Trick Williams just getting his flurry stomped out, but now it's Trick doing the stomping out as Sheamus rolls to the outside of the ring, and Sheamus maybe underestimating the fight that Trick Williams has in him. You know, he's a former NXT champion for a reason. Former North American champion for a reason. Trick Williams, he's got a splash to the outside and a big move. Trick, all of his offense coming in at once as Trick has Sheamus up. Getting him back into the ring is the important part here. He got the champion's advantage in Sheamus's favor as Trick into the ring as he has Sheamus down for the first time where he actually feels like he's in control, but Sheamus has him with the roll-up, gets him out of nowhere, and Sheamus, 2, but no, Trick reverses, and Trick Williams, 1, 2, and Trick Williams wins the title! Out of nowhere, Trick Williams has got the Intercontinental title, and Sheamus's long title reign comes to an end out of nowhere. A roll-up, and Sheamus, I mean, that could be the first and only Intercontinental title he wins, and Trick Williams, well, if there's one thing about Trick Williams, wherever his success happens, one man seems to follow him whenever he has any sort of success in his career. So it's no surprise his first Intercontinental title defense is against Carmelo Hayes, who's looking to rain all over his parade. Carmelo's been going after that title numerous times and has come up short. Meanwhile, Trick Williams gets one random Raw title match and pulls off the upset. So that's got to make Carmelo Hayes really bitter and angry as Melo is trying to end his reign and make it one of the shortest ones that we'll have in this video. I mean, if Trick loses this one, it's going to be hard for many title reigns to be shorter than this one, as Trick with the elbow drop on Melo into the cover and the pin. 1, 2, and Melo kicks out. These two now are going to start exchanging strikes, going back and forth. They got a lot of history, as just going to be Trick coming out on top of that one. Drop kick. Melo drives him away, and Trick Williams is going to have him lined up for a trick shot, and trick shot from Williams into the cover, looking to retain the title, and Carmelo Hayes kicks out, and Carmelo kicking out of the trick shot. So Melo trying to make sure that Trick has one of the shorter Intercontinental title reigns is off the ropes. Trick is going to bump into him, and Trick is going to have him set up, and look at this. This looks a little familiar. Carmelo's own move, dropping him with that cutter, and into the pin, trying to beat him. Trick shot couldn't do it, but will Melo moves do it? As it's not going to. Melo keeps kicking out, and now Trick is going to get caught with the kick to the side of the head, and Melo trying to catch him there with the cover, and Carmelo Hayes not gonna win it there, and Melo needs to do more as he hasn't been able to really get a sustained amount of offense in this one. But a first party, it busted him open, and now Carmelo Hayes has a 2 count and a 3. Carmelo has won the Intercontinental title, and immediately Trick Williams has his title reign snatched from him by his biggest rival, as now Melo is going to be taking on another challenge from his former best friend, because it is bad blood. And how about our first trip into a stipulation of an ambulance match, because, you know, for pay-per-views like Bad Blood and stuff like that, I did increase the likelihood of like Hell in a Cell or, you know, Bad Blood type of matches. I tried to fit it with the stipulations of the pay-per-views, but I will tell you guys one thing: never, and I mean never, let the computer do an ambulance match. You know, I'm trying to, you know, be full commentary for this one, but trust me when I tell you, this one took a long time to do. This match by itself was over a half an hour, because my goodness, the computer can't do an ambulance match. You know, the computer had a lot of fun moments, a lot of fun spots, a lot of fun moments, like I said, but man, do not let him do an ambulance match. It took 7 billion years to do. But, you know, Trick Williams, Carmelo Hayes in the ambulance match, trying to put this rivalry to bed for good. Melo not going down. He gets out of the ambulance and now climbing to the top of the ambulance, looking to maybe jump off. He is going to not jump off. Okay, Trick's going to go up there with them, as now the two of them on top of the ambulance, and Trick and Melo fighting on the top of it. Whoever goes down could be in trouble here. It's Carmelo Hayes, and Trick Williams dives off the top of the ambulance, hits Carmelo, and Melo down. Trick Williams trying to get his Intercontinental title back, and can he put him in the ambulance and shut the door on not just this title match, but shut the door on this feud with Carmelo Hayes for good? But Melo not done from this, as he's got a Uranagi, and now Melo measuring Trick. He's got him looking for a little action. There is, he's got the tilt-a-whirl face plant, and now Melo got him hooked up, and he'll end up dropping him with an STO. And after a couple more strikes, Melo just trying to wear out Trick, got him stunned, got him down, now picking him back up, and Carmelo Hayes is going to lift him up on his shoulder, toss him into the ambulance, and look to shut the door on this one for good. I mean, it's been, like I said, by this point, it was over a half an hour into this match. I was just ready to see whoever win, as Melo trying to shut the doors. He'll get the first one. He is fighting, and he's not even going to get the first door closed. So we're going to continue on. Rick just keeps escaping, but Melo with the first 40, dropping him. And Melo is looking to finally just end this, but he is looking for one big move to finally put Trick away. Trick jumped off the ambulance onto him, and now it looks like it's Melo's turn as he is going to leap over the crossbody and drop him as Melo hits him with the first 48 off the ambulance, and now hooking up, lifting him up for a cutter, and Melo with a trifecta of moves to try to shut him out of this Intercontinental title match, shut him out of his life for once and for all, as Trick had gotten the better of him so many times. And now into the ambulance, Melo, he's got him in, shut the door, and he's going for the first one, and Melo got it, and now the second door to end the match. Melo pushing, trying to get it done, and Melo shuts the door and wins it. Carmelo Hayes, after a 30-minute match, is going to win and end things between him and Trick Williams, keep his Intercontinental title, and no more Trick Williams in the life for Carmelo Hayes. He'll move on to Survivor Series, where he is going to be taking on an odd triple threat match of Braun Strowman and Santos Escobar at a Falls Count Anywhere. So, quite the contrast of matches for Carmelo Hayes, but we'll show you what we can from this one, as Melo is basically been the target because Braun Strowman's been throwing him all around the match, and Santos has been trying to escape as Melo seemingly had a big suicide dive set up, and I think he's going to be okay because Braun Strowman dropped with the Destroyer, and Melo trying to break up the pin here, and the referee took a long time to get into position as it's going to be a 2 count, and I guess Melo just trusted Braun to kick out of that one. I mean, Melo, I know he likes to showboat. I know he likes to taunt a bit, but come on, gotta break up the pin there next time. As next time he might not be so lucky, as Braun is gonna watch the pin. And you see, Braun broke it up. That's what you gotta do. As we jump ahead in the match to see Braun Strowman in control, taking both Melo and Santos out. As now Melo with the baseball bat is going to fling it at Braun Strowman and set him up with the dropping him down. And now Santos Escobar, he's going to be hooked, he's going to be dropped, and Melo taking both Braun and Santos out, with Braun back up on his feet and breaking up the pin. This has been a very sloppy, disjointed match, but now he's gonna hook Braun up, and he dropped Braun Strowman. I ain't know Melo can lift up Braun Strowman like that. Santos breaks up the pin, and Melo's now had basically both men beat, but not been able to put him away. Roll up as he rolls through on Santos. Another roll up, and Braun's up, but not in time, and Carmelo Hayes is going to escape with his title. And just barely. I mean, he had both men definitively beat with the finish there, but I mean, he just wasn't able to stop him from breaking it up. But it was a weird match. How about we go on to Raw Day 1, where he's taking on Frazier, one half of Axiom, one of the best tag teams in the world, as Carmelo Hayes isn't going to have to deal with Axiom in his corner, but he will have to deal with one of the more talented young stars on the roster, as Melo didn't seem to have a whole lot of trouble in this match. Dropping Frazier with the cutter, got him into the pin, and Carmelo Hayes will move on to another title defense, and he is putting up a really good reign for himself. Him and Sheamus now looking like the two ones you got to take down when it comes to how long their title reigns are gonna be. as Melo is looking to head into WrestleMania as champion. We'll see what maybe the Royal Rumble has for him, as a title defense will be on the horizon. And he will be taking on Johnny Gargano. Okay, so a little bit before, when Sheamus was champion, we seen a Gargano situation where he was helping Ciampa a lot in a match against Sheamus to try to help him win the Intercontinental title. The curious thing about this match is, meanwhile, Ciampa is sitting in the corner this time around, he's not really helping Johnny that much. He hasn't done any turnbuckle shenanigans, hasn't put weapons into the ring yet. He hasn't done anything to help out Johnny, as Johnny's been basically left out to dry by Ciampa and just facing Carmelo one-on-one. I mean, that's how it should be, but there you go, Ciampa. A little bit of help, trying to trash talk a little bit, but I mean, Johnny did a lot more for Ciampa than Ciampa's doing for Johnny right now, but he's still trying to help regardless, as Johnny is going to be lifted up and dropped with the cutter as Ciampa back turned, watching on as Johnny is done for. And Ciampa, I mean, you seen at the end there, he did a little bit to try to, distract Carmelo, but it seemed like a half-hearted effort. Johnny did a lot to help Ciampa. Ciampa didn't do much to help Johnny, and you could see Ciampa just watching. Just watching. It didn't really feel like he wanted Johnny to win the title. Kind of feels like he wants to win the title. And I think the most fun part is he's going to have a chance. How about this one? A Elimination Chamber pay-per-view. A special guest referee. How about Johnny as the referee for a Ciampa versus Melo match? As, I think Ciampa is going to be expecting Johnny to help him a lot more, but will Johnny actually help him after that Royal Rumble match? I don't know. As Ciampa to the second rope, he's going to drop a knee right on the face of Carmelo, and even though Carmelo, maybe not the most loved person in the company, he's kind of facing a little 2-on-1 action right here. As you got to think that the refereeing of Johnny's going to be a lot more favorited towards Ciampa, even if it's not intentional. Maybe he'll subtly count a little bit faster, but we'll see if Johnny does anything blatant here. As Ciampa to the top rope, he's looking for something big, measuring as Carmelo back to his feet, off the ropes with the diving clothesline, and Ciampa is going to be into the cover again. Johnny is going to count a pretty fair count. We know we're analyzing the reffing of Johnny here. It's been pretty fair so far, pretty down the middle, but eventually Ciampa's going to start probably demanding a little bit more, as Ciampa has been in control of this match. It hasn't even really been a lot to do with Carmelo, but how about that from Ciampa? Into the cover. Johnny, will he crown his best friend an Intercontinental Champion? That was a fast count! That was a fast count, but Carmelo kicked out. Okay, wow, that came out of nowhere, but now a fairy tale ending, and Carmelo, it looked like that was definitely going to be it for Carmelo, but he reversed the fairy tale ending. Johnny, I guess, showing his true colors here, as he came with the fast count. Ciampa with the clothesline, and I think the ruse has been revealed, and Carmelo Hayes knows what he's up against now, as Melo is going to have to deal with a crooked referee, and now hooking up Ciampa, getting him into the corner, as Johnny, you kind of ran at him right there. I don't know what Johnny's planning on doing, but Carmelo Hayes to the top rope. Johnny looking over his friend Ciampa. Melo measuring. Is he going to take his shot, as Melo is going to go nothing but net. Nothing but net. He hit it clean, and Johnny's not counting! Johnny's not counting! I mean, it's a dirty pin, but Johnny not counting! And Carmelo should have won this match. I mean, yeah, Johnny should have maybe broke up the dirty pin, but he didn't even try to count. He had no intentions of counting. That's a situation where both guys are wrong, but who is more wrong? I think it's Johnny, as he's counting, and Carmelo kicks out. Melo not trying to get screwed out of his championship. That's not a rope break. That is not a rope break. And Carmelo with the super kick to the face of Ciampa. What is this screw job going on right now? How are you going to call a rope break in the center of the ring? Now his submission rings have Saturn, and he's calling a rope break. Johnny, you got to do the right thing, Johnny. Come on. You can't let Ciampa do this as Melo. That's a really slow count, it feels like. They say perfect pin count, but that felt a little slow. At least in my opinion, that felt a little slow. As Carmelo, I mean, what do you even do? I guess he could take the count out, but Ciampa, he's looking for the fairy tale ending, and Ciampa drops him. Tommaso Ciampa into the cover. Cover for 1, 2, and Melo kicks out. Melo, he's still in it. Oh boy, as Carmelo Hayes, he's not letting himself get screwed out of the championship here, drops him with the cutter. And Johnny, come on, count it for Melo. He's just screwing him over as now Melo is looking for how about a fairy tale ending on his part and dropping him in the center of the ring. And Johnny, he's just not going to count. He's not going to let Melo win the title on his watch, as he's going to finally count, but it's just such a slow count. I mean, this is ridiculous. Johnny is just screwing over Carmelo Hayes for a guy that didn't even want to help him win the title at the Rumble. He's just screwing him over as Ciampa helps him with the Psycho Cutter, and Johnny is going to count the pin into the cover. 1, 2, and 3. Johnny has just screwed over Carmelo Hayes for the Intercontinental title and hands it to his so-called best friend, Tommaso Ciampa. And Ciampa will be headed into WrestleMania as champion. And this is not how you want to see a title reign end. Johnny, I mean, you got to do the right thing, man. That was just... He doesn't care about you. He doesn't care. He just wants the title. And I think Johnny slowly started to realize that little by little, because by the time we get to WrestleMania, we have a title match, a triple threat. Johnny, Tommaso, Carmelo. If you want to know one thing also, Johnny and Tommaso are the tag team champions right now. So how about tag team champions? Tommaso, a double champion at WrestleMania, and Carmelo Hayes getting his rightful rematch. I mean, it should be one-on-one. Johnny should not be involved in this one if you're Carmelo Hayes' perspective, but it is going to be a triple threat regardless. 2 members of DIY, 2 frenemies basically, and Carmelo Hayes dropping Johnny, going for the cover. Ciampa outside the ring. Is he going to be able to get back in time? No, it's going to be up to Johnny to kick out here, and Johnny does, as he is really just in this odd situation where he's got to realize that his best friend ain't his best friend, but Melo measuring, throwing a trash can in the ring is Ciampa, and Melo got him up, dropping him with the cutter, but Ciampa is going to be there to pick the bones. It's been a lot of 2-on-1 action here as Ciampa with the trash can is just going to fling it at Johnny, and Johnny now getting into the cover from Ciampa as it's broken up by Melo, and you can see Tommaso does not care about the friendship. He wants the title. He does not care about Johnny. He wants the Intercontinental Championship, and Johnny rolling out of the way of a Carmelo Hayes elbow drop, and Melo got him hooked up. Russian leg sweep, and Ciampa getting up on the outside. Johnny with the kip up as he's going to drop him with the springboard clothesline. Ciampa back in. Roll up from behind as Ciampa trying to steal it, trying to escape Mania, but it's not going to be his way as Ciampa with the chop. Now slapping him, kicking him, but Melo catches that one. And Melo is going to grab him and try to get him to the ropes. Now maybe redirecting. Got him near the ropes as we're seeing what Carmelo going for here, as he's going to end up just trying to drop Ciampa, maybe get him in position for nothing but net, but instead Ciampa with the counter, and he's got him hooked. How about a little fairy tale ending? Johnny, he's looking under the ring as he is going to watch Carmelo kick out. And you can see, I think Johnny was just hesitating. I think Johnny did. What is he? He doesn't know what he's doing right now. He doesn't know what he's doing. He doesn't know if he wants to let his friend win or not, but he's not your friend. As Johnny now fighting Ciampa, as the two of them going at it, and Ciampa just seems less hesitant, seems more conviction in him to just knee his friend in the face, knee his tag team partner in the face, and try to beat the hell out of him, but Johnny reversing, and Johnny is going to get a springboard moonsault. Little Candice LeRae action right there, as it's going to be Carmelo breaking it up, and Carmelo with the springboard drop kick now, as into the cover for Melo. Ciampa getting up. He's going to be able to break up that pin at 2, and Ciampa is going to pick up a little refreshment here and just kick him, as I guess the bottle was a fake out, but Carmelo Hayes is going to have a springboard drop kick. It does feel like fighting a 2-on-1 at this point. It does feel like that. And, you know, even though Johnny and Tommaso have been fighting each other, it's been a lot of 2-on-1 action as Carmelo lets the two fight. Johnny flipping him off the ropes and dropping him with a kick to the side of the chest. And Johnny, what was in that bottle? Oh my goodness, he just got whacked in the back of the head. And Carmelo into the pin on Johnny. And the cover is going to take his Intercontinental title back. What the heck was in that bottle? That was not a liquid. That was a solid object just flattening Johnny's head, just caving his skull in. And Carmelo Hayes, that's a unique Mania finish. How about getting whacked in the back of the head with a prime bottle for the Intercontinental title? And I guess Johnny and Tommaso are going to have to go settle their differences, as I don't think Ciampa's going to be happy. He wasn't pinned to lose his title. Carmelo, meanwhile, is splitting off, doing his own thing with the Intercontinental title once more as he's taken on Carlito here at Backlash. And we'll see if Carlito can put up a fight. He's a former Intercontinental champion in his own right, as might have been like 2 decades ago, but still his own former Intercontinental champion. Is Carmelo Hayes springboard clothesline, dropping Carlito into the cover, and Carmelo Hayes looking for the retention, and he's got it. It wasn't a overly eventful match. I don't know if you were expecting that from Carlito and Carmelo at this point, but definitely not a screw job, as Carmelo gets to at least keep his title. And he hasn't fairly lost the title yet. Like, Elimination Chamber, he lost the title, but he has not fairly lost the title yet. How about Carmelo Hayes versus Javon Evans? Now that's going to be a fun one, as whenever Javon Evans is in the ring, you get to see something exciting every single time. And we'll get to the last couple of minutes of this one, as Melo is going to have him set up with the scoop slam, dropping him, and he's just going to straight pin him off of it, as Melo gets a 1 and a 2, but not a 3. Melo probably thought he was going to come out here against one of the youngest members of the roster and just have an easy way, as he is, probably been the best Intercontinental champion of the video up until this point. But Javon Evans putting up a fight. He's going to try to do the same thing again, but Evans, he's going to counter it, and Javon Evans with basically an RKO, as he's going to be into the cover and dropping Carmelo with a 2, but not a 3. And Javon Evans caught him out of nowhere with 1, as onto the ropes goes Carmelo Hayes. And with Javon Evans, you always get to see something spectacular, as he's going to have him with the DDT on the apron. And Javon Evans has just planted Carmelo, but Carmelo able to recover, and Melo dropping him with the faceplate on the outside, and Melo measuring, trying to end Javon Evans' run at the Intercontinental title, and with a cutter of his own, maybe less out of nowhere, less impressive, but still effective nonetheless, as he's going to get Evans into the ring, where he could probably throw him in, pin him, and win this match, as Evans feeling the effects of the outside. But Melo, he's not done yet. He's going for the frog splash, but Evans out of the way, and Javon Evans is going to get him, but no kick. He caught it, and Melo delivering a kick of his own. Springboard, got him with the clothesline. That beat Carlito, and that's one of his signature moves, as Carlito couldn't kick out of it. But I think Carmelo knows it's going to take more than that to put out Evans, as he's got him with the scoop slam. And Melo, he's going to be going to the ropes, going to the top. He missed that frog splash earlier. He is probably not going to be going for it here, as Melo off the top. And he's got him with an arm drag off the top rope. A very impressive maneuver, as Melo has him up and going through some strikes punches, slaps, kicks, and everything in between as Evans gets his strike caught, and Melo, now finally Evans gets to respond back with some of his own, and Evans delivering some kicks and some punches of his own. Melo is going to have another springboard clothesline, and every time Evans has been getting some momentum, it seems like Melo is there to stomp it out, and the dirty pin is not going to be enough because the referee caught him on that one. Arguing with the ref a little bit's not going to cost him too much as Evans taking a beating again. And Evans, he's just not going down though. He's taking everything Melo is throwing at him, and now finally gets a little reversal, gets something. But Evans, he can't take this much punishment. Every single time he tries to do something, Melo is there with an answer, and that's the growth of Carmelo Hayes. But there's Evans, finally, with a big Superman forearm strike. And now he is going to be going to the top rope with a moonsault. And Carmelo drop. Whenever Evans gets a little opening, he can make a lot of offense happen. As Evans, he is going to drop him with another RKO as he caught him, and Melo down, and the cover for a kick out, and Carmelo Hayes is gonna stay in this one. Evans, despite his best efforts, he keeps on coming back. And Carmelo Hayes with a kick to the side of his head. Now an elbow drop to the back of his head. And Evans, does he got one more big move left in him? It might just take that one more big shot to put him away. Evans kicking him on the ropes. He's got him as he's going to throw him off the ropes. Melo with the reversal. And he goes up and over. And the spinning heel kick caught him. And now every shot to the face has been catching Melo, but one of his own. And Carmelo Hayes, like I said, always has an answer, it feels like. And you know what this means. When he drops him like this, he's got him set up. He's going to be going to the top rope and looking to shoot his shot for an elbow drop. And pinning Javon Evans for the victory off the top rope. And Carmelo Hayes with the victory. It's a fun little ending sequence last couple of minutes as, you know, Javon Evans just kept on coming back, but Carmelo Hayes had all the answers, and he shot his shot from the top rope, and when he usually does that, very rarely does he miss. But now he'll move on to yet another title defense. This time he's taking on Dragon Lee, another young, exciting future star. But I mean, Carmelo was in that camp basically. I mean, he was one of those young up-and-coming stars, but now with being a so successful and prolific Intercontinental champion, he's no longer an up-and-coming star. He is just a star. And can one of these other guys, a Javon Evans, a Dragon Lee, one of these types of guys be the one to knock Carmelo off his throne and be that star themselves and no longer be up-and-coming, just a flat-out star, as Dragon Lee is looking for a destroyer as Melo is going to reverse it. Carmelo Hayes avoiding catastrophe, and Melo has got him thrown into the corner, it looks like. Yep, right off the turnbuckle face first, and Carmelo Hayes, I mean, he always sets it up the same way, dropping him, going to the top rope, and he can end you with any top rope move that he wants. He has a whole host of them. Dragon Lee to his feet, and Melo flying off the top rope with the cross body, and yet another top rope move. Will it be the end for Dragon Lee? And it will be, as Carmelo Hayes, it feels like literally any top rope move he does is just a game ender. And another victory for Carmelo Hayes. What a run, as he'll be off to another title defense. And who's going to be the one to do it? Will it be Sami Zayn at SummerSlam? And that's going to be among the best challenges that Carmelo is going to have. Sami Zayn at SummerSlam. And I don't think you're going to be able to beat him with just a simple crossbody. But we'll see if Carmelo's got another title defense in him, as Zayn has got him hooked up. And No Blue Thunder Bomb reversed it with a Bulldog. And now Carmelo trying to steal it there as Melo into the cover. And Sami Zayn with the kick out as No Blue Thunder Bomb counter is going to end this match, as now Melo has him go into the corner. I think you know what he's going for here, but Sami ready for it this time. Sami was ready. Sami knew what he was doing. And Zayn into the corner. And Zayn is going to get him with the Haluva kick. Haluva kick from Zayn. And into the pin. Will it finally be the end of Carmelo Hayes? And it's Not yet! How does he keep staying alive in this Intercontinental title match? I mean, he is just refusing to lose that title. It's literally only taken a literal crooked referee to make him lose as Mello drops him, and Carmelo Hayes into the pin for the victory, and Carmelo Hayes retains his title again over Sami Zayn now. And he took a haluva kick, kicked out, and still managed to win this one, and he'll be on past SummerSlam and into a match now against Nakamura for the title. It's going to be Falls Count Anywhere at Bash in Berlin, and this one maybe a little bit less eventful than some of his other title reigns, more in line with like the Carlito title reign, where there wasn't a lot as Carmelo was just beating the heck out of him with every weapon he could find, stomping the heck out of him, baseball bat, kendo stick, chairs, and on the outside of the ring, he is going to have him hooked up, drop him with the cutter, and Carmelo Hayes into the pin for another title defense. He is still champion, and Mello, my goodness, what a run he is on. It's just spectacular. I mean, he's, aside from that one little Ciampa run, like, gonna be at a full year with this title, and now it's a really difficult task for him. How about the most difficult one that he has had? Bad Blood, a gauntlet match. And it is going to be against a lot of tough opponents. So Sami Zayn is starting the gauntlet with Dominic, as him and Dom is going to be the start. As Sami Zayn, no haluva kick there. We'll see where Carmelo Hayes gets to enter. You'd hope, at least he'd hope he gets to be, a little championship privilege and get to enter last. But we'll see. It's completely random as Dom into the cover off the Michinoku driver is going to get a kick out from Sami Zayn, as Zayn trying to get another shot at Carmelo Hayes, trying to win that Intercontinental title that he couldn't do, and now a Michinoku driver of his own, so doing a little bit of what Dom just did to him, and a little swanton off the second rope, and Zayn has Dom out of the ring and measuring. He's gonna have him with the suicide dive, and Zayn got him dropped on the outside, trying to put Dom away and continue on in the gauntlet. It's going to be a long road for either one of these two, whoever wins this first matchup, as he dropped him with the suicide dive and into the cover. Zayn is moving on. All it took was a suicide dive, but we'll see who the third member of the gauntlet is, as Sami awaits to see. It is going to be Ilya Dragunov is going to be up next, and Sami versus Ilya, probably, a good match if you put that one on a pay-per-view, but we'll see how much they have in the tank for a match like this, as Sami immediately starts up in a tornado DDT. Didn't even wait for him to breathe a moment, but Sami a little beat up already from the match with Dominic, so Ilya got the clear advantage here. It's the faults of coming in, at the start of a gauntlet, but Sami is not going to hit a blue thunder bomb. Ilya reverses and drops him with the clothesline, and Ilya has the advantage, but no senton is going to be hit there, and Sami with the front drop kick, not going to take Ilya down. Ilya into the ropes, and Sami goes over the top, probably the best thing for him, get a little bit of a breather, but Sami Zayn drops under, is going to hop over again, and drop him with the haluva kick, boot to the face, and Zayn into the cover for another one, and Ilya kicks out. Dragunov staying in it, but he's already taken a lot of damage. For whoever moves on, whoever is going to be the next person, the fourth man in this gauntlet, they're going to have a pretty weakened opponent regardless, because Sami and Ilya are beating the hell out of one another. Sami with the submission, but it's not going to end it, as Ilya probably not going to be an easy person to make tap out, as he's going to fling Sami off the ropes and hop over. Now duck down, and Sami with all the momentum, torpedo Moscow, and it's into the cover for Zayn, who is out of it. And Sami, my goodness, I mean, all the momentum off the ropes 2 times over, and just got met with the headbutt. But Ludwig Kaiser up next, and it is Ludwig and Ilya. Like I said, I mean, Zayn and Ilya beat the hell out of one another, so it's going to be tough for Ilya to come out here, but Ilya with the reversal and the slam, as Dragunov has him hooked up with the power bomb, and dropping Ludwig for the cover, and Kaiser is going to kick out at 2. So Dragunov still has to do a little bit more as Kaiser has him hooked up in there and crash. And Ludwig, maybe one big move is all it's going to take to finally get Ilya to stop, as Ilya's been chasing this title. He's been one of the big people. Him and Sami Zayn have been chasing this title for a while, as it's going to be a drop kick off the top rope. Dragunov, though, smartly rolling to the rope so no cover can be made. Dragunov gets free from a kick, and Dragunov, he's got him with the clothesline, and Dragunov is going to be setting him up. Does he have it? He's looking, measuring, looking, getting the energy from the crowd, and Dragunov measuring with the torpedo Vasco again, and dropping Ilya. Will it be 2 in a row, as it's a cover for the 3 count, and he has just taken out Sami Zayn and Ludwig Kaiser. 2 men left in the gauntlet, as it's going to be man number 5. It's the champion, Carmelo Hayes, and he is not going to be coming out last. It'll be Dragunov, who's already in his 3rd match, trying to see if he could pull off a miracle here against the unbeatable champion Carmelo Hayes, who has just not been easy to put down. I mean, going against him healthy one-on-one has been hard enough, but Dragunov, so much left in him still, it feels like, with the H-bomb, and Dragunov into the cover. Can he take out Hayes? What a win it would be, as Dragunov, no, a kick out from Hayes, and Carmelo not going to be taken out by a bruised and beaten Dragunov, as a senton, he's missed it, and Hayes just needs another opening. Dragunov can't have much left in him, as he's off the ropes, and just caught him with the knee. Dragunov, how does he keep it going? Carmelo finds himself with an advantage now, and it has just taken more than he probably thought. I mean, he's resorting to taking a turnbuckle pad off against the man who's in his 3rd match of the night. Mello is signing him up for a running knee to the side of his head, and Mello can't have to do much more, as he's going to tilt the world, slam him down in the face plant. And Dragunov, you can see his face, it's bruised, it's beaten, and Mello is finally going to put away Dragunov, who had one heck of a run. And Mello, don't forget there's 1 man left, and look who it is. Carmelo Hayes and Andrade one more time. How about it? Mello, Andrade, they're destined to fight forever, it feels like, as they're going back at it. Ref taking care of the turnbuckle, and immediately they're into the ring, trading strikes, trading punches, trading it back and forth. Referee not even paying attention, as, I mean, he's dealing with that turnbuckle over there. He's got it fixed, but now full attention on the 2 men in the ring, delivering strikes. Mello had a lot taken out of him from an Ilya who just refused to go down, so definitely Andrade with the advantage here, as they're chopping the heck out of one another, and Andrade with the big clothesline finally ends that exchange. And Andrade, what has he got to try to finally win that Intercontinental title? He's also been one of the main guys chasing the belt this entire time, as Andrade got him with the Hurricanrana off the top rope. Andrade going into the corner, setting him up, and you know what he's going for here? It's cartwheel backflip kick to the back of the head, and Carmelo Hayes is down, and one more moonsault, but he missed it, and he missed the moonsault, and Carmelo Hayes has him up, and can he somehow pull out a retention here? And Carmelo getting elbows delivered to the gut, and Andrade striking back, but Carmelo caught him this time, and Mello has him hooked up, and Mello is got him with the Falcon Arrow, but Andrade kept right back up, gets caught with a knee, and Carmelo dropped him this time, and Mello, just what has he got to do to finally get Andrade out of his life, it feels like. Andrade just keeps popping back up into his career, as he's got him dropped down. You know what he's going for here, to the top rope. He beats everybody with a variety of top rope moves. What has he got this time? Mello from the top, it's a crossbody, but he caught him, and Andrade dropped him with the Samoan drop, and Andrade finally caught one of Carmelo's aerial moves, but Mello now caught him with 2 boots to the jaw. These two know each other so well, counter for counter, as Mello into the corner goes Andrade, and Andrade Well, he's going to try to drop him again, and he's doing his same little routine to the top rope. Melo, he's going for the frog splash. He's got it. And Carmelo Hayes to end it. And he's got the cover. And Andrade kicks out at 2. And Andrade not going to go down. So easily kicked to the side of the head. And Andrade, that might have been Carmelo's opportunity. He's beating people with the frog splash, the elbow drop, the crossbody, nothing but net. He's beating people with a variety of moves. And now Andrade finally going to have an opportunity to take that Intercontinental title. He's measuring. Carmelo down, getting back to his feet. Andrade has him hooked. He's got the message, delivering the message into the cover. Carmelo Hayes, the reign of Carmelo Hayes is over. And Andrade, of all people, it's Andrade to win it. And Carmelo Hayes, after being champion for the better part of a year, is no longer the champ. It is his forever rival, it feels like. Andrade taking it and staking his claim into this video, where these two will have a little rematch at Survivor Series and a definitive one-on-one. Carmelo feels like it wasn't fair. I mean, he had to deal with Ilya first. He didn't get a clean one-on-one match, but this match, it was a fight between these two. It was less of a wrestling match, more of just these two beating the heck out of one another, as Melo to the top rope frog splash missed, and it is going to be the two fighting on the outside. This is a regular match. Countouts are in play, but they don't seem to care as they are fighting, beating the heck out of one another again on the outside, as Melo is going to just drop him with a little snap of the arm. He's trying to break his fingers, a little joint manipulation, and he is going to have a 4 count, but it just feels like these two are not even paying attention to that. 5 count, and Melo, he's hooking him up. He can't win the title by count out, but Melo dropping him with the cutter. It's a 6 count, and these two still on the outside. And the referee, he's trying to play it safe, trying to play it slow. It's a 7 count. Melo is going to get back in the ring. 8. And now 9, Andrade, he's not going to be able to make it. Andrade gets counted out, and Carmelo Hayes does not win the title. You don't win the title in a count out. But Carmelo's going to be full of excuses here. He had to lose his title in a gauntlet match where Ilya took a lot out of him, and Andrade was able to come in last. Now in Survivor Series, he wins by count out, so maybe he's thinking Andrade's being a coward, not defending his title fairly. Well, at the Royal Rumble, it's going to be a ladder match, a TLC match to be more specific, as Melo and Andrade are finally going to finish things at the Rumble, and these two are going to see if they can finally put this rivalry to bed and have a definitive winner. As you know, their best of 7 series didn't get a definitive finish. They've had triple threat matches for the US title, multi-man matches for the Intercontinental title, the Gauntlet match, the Survivor Series match. These two were facing off time and time again, and Andrade, who's going to be the one to actually take the title once and for all? Can Carmelo win his 3rd Intercontinental Championship of the video, or will Andrade keep it and hold it till WrestleMania? As it's going to be a drop kick that almost broke through the table. And now Melo has got Andrade set up onto the corner, and you know what he's going for here. Melo drops him with the scoop slam. He's going to follow things up, going to the top rope. Table is, laid out there. It's probably going to hurt a lot more if he gets dropped on a leg of that table, as Melo with a little nothing but net, and he just got laid out on the table. And Melo to the top of the ladder, and Melo, is he gonna go and grab that championship? He's not gonna do it. He's looking to dive onto Andrade, elbow drop off the top of the ladder. And I think the hatred that these two have for one another has superseded any Intercontinental Championship, as he just threw a table at him, now climbing back to the top of the ladder. And I think now he's going to try to grab the championship, but Andrade not going to be able to stay down, not wanting to lose the title to his biggest rival, as the two are going to continue on. ladder being pulled out. How about another one? We don't have enough, I guess. We got all 3 members of the TLC in the ring. Table set up, ladder, a chair in the ring. As Andrade, these two, I think they're just exchanging words to one another. I'm just going to take this as them trash-talking one another, but Andrade strikes first. Andrade with the hammerlock DDT, a little throwback Andrade finisher, as he's been using the message as of late. But back to when Andrade was out here main eventing takeovers, he put people away with that hammerlock DDT, and a hammerlock DDT onto the top of a ladder. Andrade is going to reach for the championship, and Andrade, to put things to bed, he has got the championship, and Andrade is going to end things with Carmelo Hayes. It took a hammerlock DDT onto a ladder to just spike Carmelo Hayes' head in, but Andrade's the one who comes out on top of this, and he retains his Intercontinental Championship. And a little roadblock before WrestleMania is going to be Andrade versus Karrion Kross, so we'll see if Andrade is going to be walking into WrestleMania as the champion, as the two are looking to see who is it going to be. Is it going to be Karrion Kross pulling off a bit of an upset here, or will it be Andrade? As Andrade, he's got him with the little kick to the side of the head, and now off the ropes, Andrade diving through, and Kross caught him! He caught him! And Kross powerbomb out of the floor! You gotta be kidding me! Karrion Kross just caught him on that one! What a move! And Kross back into the ring. Andrade has gotta be just completely the wind taken out of him, and now getting flung. And now back into the ring they actually go this time. Kross trying to stomp out his arm. And Kross, he came ready to play in this one, ducking out of a move. But Andrade comes back with a springboard kick, and that's gonna be just taking Kross out and finally creating some space, creating some room to breathe for Andrade. How about another acrobatic kick, but Kross moved out of the way, and Karrion Kross just tackles him down. I mean, not less of a spear, more just a straight tackle, and Kross now getting Andrade out of the ring as he's going to be under the apron with him. And Andrade dropped on his back on the apron, and Kross now delivering some more moves. How about some Kross hammer chops to the back of the head, and Kross just destroying Andrade right now. I mean, he just came so ready, but Andrade with the Hurricanrana, and Andrade getting back into this one. Count on the outside. They need to get back into the ring as Andrade thrown into the steps. And now Kross back in. 6 count. Scarlett now trying to get involved. And oh my goodness, Andrade just punched Scarlett. Andrade just punched Scarlett. And oh my goodness, Karrion Kross can't be happy about that. He just punched his girlfriend or wife. I don't know. They might be married. They just punched him though. That's crazy. Andrade just laid hands on his girl. And Andrade is going to be flung with the pump handle overhead suplex. And now Andrade with the kick to the head. Kross has got to be fuming as Andrade off the ropes, coming back at him. German suplex in the bridge for the cover. And now it's going to be a kick out. And Kross rolls out of the ring. He's got to try to recover. He's got to be so angry right now. Now an arm bar, but the ref distracted with the kendo stick that Scarlett put into the ring. Kross is going to escape. Kross delivering some punches. Kross gets away, and Karrion is going to be grabbing Andrade, but he missed him, and Andrade using the ropes, dancing on the ropes with a couple of bounces and coming back with a Hurricanrana. And he's just so quick, so slippery, so elusive. And Andrade into the cover for the victory, and Kross kicks out at 2. And the battle to see who's going into Mania as champion really heated as Andrade over the top. Finally caught him this time as no powerbomb onto the floor from Karrion Kross. This time Andrade into the ring. Kross laid out in the middle. He's going to go with the springboard moonsault from the top and into the pin to go to WrestleMania. And Andrade get the kick out. And Kross is putting up one heck of a fight right now. And Kross with the small package trying to catch him out of nowhere. Kross with the kick out. And Andrade didn't even get a 1 count as Andrade with the boot to the face. He stays up. Now Andrade lifted him up on his shoulders. Got him with the Samoan drop. And Andrade has him laid out. What a fight this has been, but Andrade looking for the finish once and for all. Has him hooked up, delivering his message, and into the center of the ring. No ropes in sight for Cross, and Scarlett has to watch on as Andrade wins, and he's going to WrestleMania. Scarlett, Scarlett was cheering. It was a little weird. Scarlett was kind of celebrating in the back there. I don't know. Maybe she's a little angry with Cross. That was a interesting reaction from Scarlett, but regardless, Andrade going to WrestleMania, and we'll see who he'll be on to face, as it will be against Dom, as Andrade versus Dom in a steel cage match. So probably a steel cage to what I would assume get rid of the rest of the Judgment Day. No Liv, no Finn, no JD, no Carlito, none of them. Make sure that they can't get involved in this one, as Dom is going to have to do it all by himself, but that's not something he has usually been capable of doing, so we'll see if he can actually do it all by himself. And the match started off with Dominic immediately trying to escape the cage. I think we know the strategy for Dom. He's just going to try to run away, and that's not really going to be much of a surprise. Dom, though, getting down and now springboarding with the crossbody and dropping Andrade, so Dom takes a little bit of control in the match. We go ahead to where Dom is delivering strikes to Andrade, and Dominic actually playing it pretty smart. I mean, he's definitely got the advantage in that regard of just trying to play mind games, trying to be, the smartest person in the ring, but not exactly is he the toughest person, as he delivers that back elbow from Andrade and delivers a kick out. And Andrade now measuring, trying to get Dom up to deliver a little hammer luck DDT, busted it back out from NXT, and Andrade for the victory. He's got the 2, and Dom kicks out. And Dominic, all right, he's showing some toughness here. He's showing a little bit of fight, a little bit of heart in this one, and what little heart he does have. And now Andrade climbing up the cage, and now trying to maybe win by escaping, as Andrade knows the rules of this one too. I mean, yeah, beating your opponent definitively by pinning them is cool and all, but he wants to keep the title by any means necessary. Now it's Dom having to chase him. Dominic is delivering some strikes, making sure Andrade can't get out, and Dom stopping him. Maybe another one is going to be what it needs to be. He's grabbing him by the leg, pulling him down, and the 2 are now on the top rope, on the cage, trying to see who's going to gain the advantage here, as Dominic is going to bash his head off the cage. Andrade goes down, and Dominic actually jumps down with him. Surprising. I thought he would have tried to escape, but Andrade, maybe he should have tried to escape, because Andrade back up, and now off the ropes, and kick to the side of the head, and Andrade is going to be delivering strikes now one after another on Dom. And one more kick for good measure. And Dominic, I mean, the one time he tried to maybe do a semi-honorable thing and not try to win by escaping the cage. What a move from Andrade! You gotta be kidding me! As he busted that one up for WrestleMania. Doesn't even get a 2 count though, so Dominic, really impressive. But Andrade using more of his aerial maneuvers. How about another one? A moonsault this time off the ropes, and Dominic kicking out again. All right, so this is the most we've seen from Dominic, who is trying to win that Intercontinental title for the first time. And how about a little 3 amigos from him? There's 2, and for the 3rd, Dom has got it, all 3 of them, and it's set up as Dominic now gets him back to his feet, is going to just try to kick out his legs from under him, and Dominic with a little spinning neck breaker and going to the top where he is set up in perfect position. Dominic with the frog splash, and for the title, Dominic at the 1 and the 2, but no kick out, and Dominic is going to just angrily pin him again. This time, how about foot on the ropes, as he's trying to do whatever he can to win this one, but Andrade is not going to let his title slip away that easily, as Andrade and Dominic having a back and forth WrestleMania match, showing where Dominic can actually hang on his own. He doesn't maybe need the Judgment Day. He doesn't need Liv. He doesn't need them all. He can hang on his own. But Dominic, he's still got to do a little bit more to take out Andrade and win a championship all by himself, as the Chobby delivers a punch back at him, and Dominic winning the striking exchange. But Andrade with another one right back, and Dominic was actually asking for more, and the two going at it, and Andrade and Dominic with a little hockey fight breaking out, and Andrade immediately is going to follow up with hooking him for the message, and Andrade into the cover, trying to put him away once and for all, and the 2 and the 3. Andrade is going to walk out of WrestleMania still your Intercontinental Champion. Dominic put up a really good fight, but Andrade, that title is still all his, and he'll head into year 4, still the champion, onto his first defense, and he is looking to have one of those longer title reigns where he is going to be taking on really tough opponent to start things off the new year. Is going to be against Damian Priest, getting his first shot at the Intercontinental title of the video, as Priest is going to be throwing Andrade into the ring. So, we hadn't seen Priest all video, but he is looking for his first Intercontinental Championship. And I mean, he's been U.S. champ, he's been tag team champ, been world champ, Money in the Bank, but looking for that Intercontinental title to complete the resume, as Priest and Andrade go and at it. And this one's sure to be a good one, as well, as Andrade has just put on straight amazing matches left and right. He's been, to no surprise, one of the best pure match quality people we've had in this video, as Andrade getting dropped with the kendo stick, and Damian Priest is going to be caught with a Hurricanrana, and Andrade fired up, and he is going to have Damian hooked up by the arm and flip him over his head, and Andrade is going to get Priest up, looking to see who can deliver that big shot first. But it's going to be Andrade with all strikes, one after another, and Andrade dropping Priest, going up to the top rope, looking for that moonsault. He rolls out of the way, but delivers another one, and Andrade with that signature move, the one you love to see, the double moonsault, and Andrade hooking him for the hammerlock DDT, and trying to put him away for the win and for the title again for it. And no, he kicked out, and Andrade looking for that other retention, another one, and Damian proving to be even more difficult of an opponent, a spinning back elbow, and Andrade just unloading his entire repertoire of maneuvers, and one after another to take out Damian Priest, a guy who's arguably the toughest person in this title reign, as he's got him hooked up for the message, and the message delivered for Andrade, and Damian Priest is still in it. Are you kidding me? The message, a moonsault, back elbow, hammerlock DDT, broke a kendo stick over his head, and Damian Priest is still in it, and Priest now lining things up, looking to take him on a trip south of heaven, and chokes them, driving him down, and Damian Priest, 1, 2, and Andrade kicks out, and Andrade showing that he has the resilience to stay in this one, as the striking battle has ensued. Damian Priest, a really great striker, is going to have his hands full with Andrade in the way he's been chopping the heck out of everybody on the roster. Another one, another chop. Damian delivering a chop of his own, and these two just begging for more, as Damian with a chop. Who's going to get a bigger chop? Who is going to get the upper hand? Andrade seems to have gotten it, and Damian, now he's asking for more, and now these two breaking out into the brawl as they're trying to one-up one another, as Priest, he's got him, dropped him with the flatliner, and Damian Priest with the cover, and we have a new champion. Damian Priest finally ends Andrade's little run, and it was a absolute battle, and I am stunned that Andrade was not able to put Damian away. He delivered everything. He threw everything at Damian, and I guess he deserves it, wins the Intercontinental title, and will be moving on to a little triple threat. So Damian, Dominic, who, competed at WrestleMania and put up a nice fight, and Andrade. So some history here. Damian and Dominic, obviously formerly Judgment Day teammates. And now Andrade has him caught, and Andrade caught with a South to Heaven. And Dominic right there to break up the pin. He does, and Dominic is going to get a couple of strikes in, and Dominic is got him set up, but another punch to the face, and that might have busted Damian open, as now Dominic is going to get caught with the back elbow, and Andrade with the cover, and Damian, I don't think he's going to get there in time, and Dominic is going to kick out, and Andrade almost got the title back, and now Andrade may be looking to deliver a message to Dominic, as he has him set up, and he's got him hooked, delivering his message, and into the pin, but Damian Priest is here, and Damian Priest is going to stomp him out. It looked like Dominic might have kicked out anyway, but Damian Priest has Andrade, and Andrade chopping and delivering more strikes. Damian eating them, but not going down, and Damian kick, and Dominic has him caught, and Dominic off the ropes, and now he delivers 619, and Dominic Mysterio has Andrade down, but Dominic hops out the ring, and he's going for a weapon, and he's going for a kendo stick, maybe wanting to deliver more punishment to Andrade, and he threw a kendo stick at him when he was in midair, but Andrade seems to have recovered just fine. Hurricanrana, and Andrade is going to be taking the advantage there, but all three back in the ring. Dominic went for a springboard, and now Andrade went for a springboard. Damian now, it seems like he doesn't want none of this springboard nonsense. How about a little Razor's Edge, but now Dominic with the reversal, and Dominic escapes. So Dom is just being so slippery in this match, escaping these precarious situations. And Dom is now rolling out the ring. Andrade with the hammerlock DDT. He couldn't put him away at Backlash, but can he do it now? He's got him all alone. And the cover, Damian Priest kicks out. And Damian just will not go down. And Andrade's got to be frustrated. Now measuring, he's going to need something big to put him away, and Damian is gonna get dropped with the drop kick, and now Dominic lurking on the outside. Andrade, that's a pretty far ways away, but he is going to be measuring. Dominic is in the ring with a chair, and Dominic, I think Andrade recognized it. That's smart from Andrade. He recognized it, and Andrade is going to be getting into the ring, delivering a message, and Andrade, but Dominic's back up, and Dominic, it's a rope break anyway, but Dominic got back up. Now Dominic trying to steal a pin. That's not going to work. Andrade all over that one, and Andrade now with Dominic down. He gets into the corner, drop kick, and Dom is down. Damian back up, and Damian Priest, same way he beat him at Backlash, flatliner, and Damian Priest with the 2, and Andrade kicks out. And it was enough at Backlash, not enough today. Andrade, it's going to take a little bit more, and Damian, the straps are coming down, and Damian Priest measuring, but Dominic's back in. Dominic's back in the ring. He's going to steal it. He's going to steal it. Dominic trying to steal a title with the crucifix. 1, 2, but Andrade breaks it up, and Dominic almost just stole the championship. Andrade with the reversal, and Dominic is lifted up, electric chair, and he spun around, and Dominic with the Hurricanrana, and then a baseball bat delivered right into his face, and Dominic might have been knocked out from that one, and Damian has him up looking for the Razor's Edge, and Dominic is back up to his feet and now delivering the Razor's Edge. Dominic gets caught with a kick, and Dominic is going to at the very least do enough to make sure that Damian can't win it. Damian is going to go with the little back elbow caught by Andrade. I mean, a little elbow delivered right to his back from a springboard, and Damian now taking care of Dominic, turning Andrade around, and Andrade dropped, tilt-a-whirl, slam, and Andrade down. Andrade, that's gonna do it, and Damian Priest is going to have a decisive victory over Andrade a second time, and that's unfortunate for Andrade to be booted from the title picture like that, but Damian has just been so difficult to beat. Now, how about Damian Priest versus Ilya Dragunov? And not just that, it's in a underground match at Money in the Bank. So another look at the underground match as These two are absolutely ridiculously good at just striking and resilient. I mean, you already seen Damien's resiliency, and you know Ilya's resilient as heck. We've seen what he did in the gauntlet match, and we've seen the punishment and the pain that he takes throughout his career. So these two, it's going to take a lot to end each other. How about a German keeping his grip? How about another German and trying to deliver a third one onto the floor? 3 Germans, and Ilya dropping Damien, and now delivering an H-bomb, and Damien's still not knocked out yet, but Ilya looking to deliver even more pain, even more punishment, as he's going to fling Damien over to the other side and wanting to get people out of the way as he delivers a senton. Ilya just offensive bursts one after another, but Damien is going to get caught up and drop down. And Ilya is actually taking care of Damien right now and doing maybe the best that anyone has in terms of, I don't want to say dominating Damien, but taking it to him as he is looking to just end it. But Damien is going to get a kick, caught him, and Damian Priest is now going to drop him with that elevated flatliner and at least halt his momentum where Damien could take control and now have him up. And Damian Priest taking him to the edge. That's a 4 fall, and Damien to the outside. And now Damian Priest measuring, looking to end Ilya. Got him, taking a trip south of heaven to the floor, and that is brutal. South of heaven to the floor. Damien's not done. Ilya's also not done, though. Ilya is got one last gasp, and that's a torpedo, and that's not going to be the end of it yet, but one last gasp from Ilya, not wanting to give up quite yet. But Damian Priest also not done yet, as Damien is going to counter with a forearm to the side of the face, and Damian Priest got him with the sidewalk slam. And how about one more for Damian Priest? Straps are coming down, and Damian Priest serious now, trying to end it. Elevated flatliner one more time, and it's going to take one last big move for Damian Priest to end this one. Hooking him, looking. He already took a trip south to heaven. How about you take a trip to the razor's edge, and now dropping him to the floor, and Damian Priest takes care of Ilya. And Ilya, it just takes so much to beat him, but just hasn't been able to get the job done quite yet. Damien, though, what a job he is doing as Intercontinental Champion, proving to be one of the hardest Intercontinental Champions to take out. So how about going on to SummerSlam, where Damien's going to have a lot of challengers. It's going to be a fatal 5-way tables match, and we're going to see the first appearance of Jey Uso in this, but Dragon Lee, AJ Styles, and Ilya once again. But like I said previously, a tables match, there isn't a whole lot to look at, but Damien definitely got the odds stacked against him. But Priest is going to be able to put Dragon Lee through a table, and Priest, despite the odds, despite how easy it is to lose your title in a tables match, and especially a fatal 5-way tables match, Priest keeps his championship by putting Dragon Lee through the table, so he'll be on to Bash in Berlin. It'll be another title defense and a new person popping up here. How about Uncle Howdy getting a little championship match, as Priest and Howdy are going to go at it at Bash in Berlin. Priest taking the straps down in this one. Both men really beat up, but Priest is going to hook Howdy up and drop him with the South of Heaven, and Priest for the victory. He's got him. 1, 2, and 3. Priest took care of business against Howdy. So Priest again with the championship defense, definitely making a run at being one of the best Intercontinental champs of the video. And he'll be on to take on, I believe, somebody at Bad Blood for the championship. We'll see what he has in store for whoever his opponent will be. It will be against Santos Escobar. So Santos has gotten a championship match before. It was that triple threat a little while back against Braun Strowman and Carmelo Hayes. Wasn't able to get the job done there. Will luck be on his side this time around, as Damian Priest is going to be once again taking care of business. It seems like anytime those straps come down, it is just pure business from Damian Priest with the razor's edge, and he drops Santos Escobar into the pin. So back-to-back pay-per-views, he has delivered pretty simple title defense. That was about it. I spoke too soon. I maybe disrespected Santos a little bit, kicking out of the Razor's Edge, but how about a little elevated flatliner? And now it might be over for Santos as a cover, and Santos showed a little bit more fight, but SummerSlam and then Bash in Berlin. Now Bad Blood goes by without a hiccup. Damian Priest with another title defense, and he'll be on to Survivor Series. And can Damian hold that title all the way? Well, it's not going to be an easy one, as we've seen how tricky these gauntlet matches have been. This one an eliminator, so it's going to be a little bit more level, where everyone's going to be in the ring at the same time, and we have some first-time appearances from people getting championship matches. As how about someone like Ethan Page with the Ego's Edge, dropping him, and Grayson Waller. This is an elimination match, so it will be Grayson Waller eliminated, and now down to 5 people, as there's also Chad Gable lurking about somewhere, hiding. And there he is outside on the ramp. Yeah, Gable's still in this one. Theory with the pin, so we have A-Town Down Under in this one, but Grayson, he went down under and was the first eliminated. Speaking of A-Town Down, as that's going to be on Gable for the pin, and now Gable is going to kick out, and also Ethan Page, I think, was about to be put down, but it was too busy. The ref was counting another pin, so Ethan Page got to survive a little bit longer, and Ethan Page is going to watch as Uncle Howdy kicks out of South to Heaven. So a lot of action going on, hard to keep up with, but now Damian Priest dealing with Ethan Page is going to get him to escape. Ethan Page actually escaped that one, but then gets thrown into the corner, and now delivering a little Uranagi is Uncle Howdy, and Howdy trying to get a little revenge for Bash in Berlin as he's trying to eliminate the champion. And if Damian goes down, we'll be guaranteed a new champion. But how about Howdy now dealing with Ethan Page, dancing him around, and a little sister Abigail is gonna drop Ethan Page, and Page down and out. Uncle Howdy into the cover, and Ethan Page, is it going to be the second elimination? Yes, he will. All right, now Gable, Howdy, Theory, and Damian Priest, the final 4, as Gable is going to pick the ankle of Theory, and will Theory tap out here? Ankle lock. No one's going to save him, as Theory is Uncle Howdy's just watching him, and I think he realized his fate. If he got out of that ankle lock, he was going to be met with a kendo stick from Uncle Howdy, so he just taps out. We're down to 3. Gable, Howdy, and Priest bridging suplex on Howdy. It's going to be a 2 count, not a 3. Howdy kicks out, but Howdy, Damian, and Gable in the final 3. Damian, can he keep his title? That's going to be a little scoop slam, as Gable is going to be hooked up with the Uranagi, and Gable gets dropped. And Uncle Howdy with a broken kendo stick. I don't think he wants that, as Damian straps are coming down. Gable's also being measured, so Damian just says, screw it, go for Howdy, South to Heaven, and another one on Howdy. Is he going to put him away? And the cover is not going to work. No, Howdy kicked out. He kicked out of South to Heaven. And Gable now taking advantage with the German suplex, as Gable is now alone with Damian in the ring. Howdy on the outside. Howdy now coming back in. Gable with a little cliffhanger DDT, dropping Damian Priest. And will that do it for Damian's title reign? Priest is going to kick out at 2. Howdy is going to drop Gable now. And Howdy taking advantage. Can he get Gable out and make this a one-on-one match? Howdy with Gable, throwing him into the corner, and he busted him open with that one. Now dancing him around into the middle of the ring. He's got him set up. Pull him in, and now it's a little sister Abigail dropping Gable, and now into the cover to make it a one-on-one match. And now the ref in position. Damian waiting with a chair. It's a 3, and Damian Priest is now just alone with Uncle Howdy. These two faced off one-on-one. Damian with the victory now all over again. It's a one-on-one match. Priest with the hammer in the ring. Howdy has been able to be resilient. He kicked out of a South of Heaven. He's been surviving, wanting to win that title, and he looks like he counted another one. And Howdy into the pin. He's got him caught. Howdy gets the 1 and the 2. Not quite. Damian reverses, and Damian trying to hold on to his title too, but Howdy kicks out. And now Howdy trying to pull it off. No one's been able to just keep Damian down. Howdy with the reversal and reversing it. Howdy measuring. He's looking to put him away for the title. It's Sister Abigail, and Damien's down. Damien's down, and the cover, and Damien kicks out. What is going to put him away? And now Damien is going to get back up, but Howdy's gonna drop him right back down, and he just keeps getting back up. Damien is gonna get met with a knee to the side of the head. Howdy, what more do you have to put him away? As Damien back up, and Damien with the strikes, with the kicks, fast feet, quick kicks, and headlock driver. As Damien is gonna watch Howdy roll out the ring, and Damien is gonna just wait for Howdy to get back into the ring. He's at least gonna get some time to breathe because he has been dealing with an offensive onslaught. But Howdy finally recovering as Damien has the chair. Damien waiting. Howdy is going to grab him from behind, and Damien's hooked up onto the ropes, and Damien Priest on top of the ropes and twisting little neck breaker. Damien Priest down and into the cover for Howdy. Is it finally gonna be enough? It's 1, it's 2, it's 3, and Uncle Howdy was the title. Damien Priest finally gets beat, and it is Uncle Howdy to be the one to do it, as finally a new Intercontinental Champion, and he is going to have his first major singles championship, as that's going to be huge. I mean, we're counting the NXT. I'm talking main roster, not NXT titles, but how about Carmelo Hayes coming back to, take on Howdy at day 1? As, for Howdy, it's not going to be really surprising that all of his matches aren't exactly, anything too crazy, as the Uranagi on the outside, on the floor, falls count anywhere, and Carmelo Hayes, he might have been champion for a long time previously, but right now this is Howdy's championship, as he retains it on day 1, and he'll be off to the Royal Rumble, where he'll look for another title defense. And could we be seeing Uncle Howdy going all the way to WrestleMania as champion, as Howdy is going to be taking on Solo Sikoa in a steel cage match, as it's not really destined to be an exactly great match. But getting to the finish of this one, where Howdy is measuring and trying to get Solo back up to his feet, deliver his Sister Abigail into the cover, and for the victory to get him one step closer. Solo kicked out, so Solo kicking out his Sister Abigail, but it's funny enough, going for the pin again, and this is the first time where that actually worked. That never works. You know how many times wrestlers will watch a person kick out and they'll just cover him again out of anger, and then they'll just kick out again? Well, I guess it worked here, as Solo is able to kick out once, not twice. So Howdy is going to be on to take on Braun Strowman at Elimination Chamber. So a little Wyatt family connection here, as one of these two is going to be the one who goes to WrestleMania as the champion. As Braun tried to go for a submission there, Howdy reverses and gets Braun back up to his feet. Gets Braun to the ropes, where he's trying to deliver that same move that beat Damien Priest for the title. Has Braun up, and he has dropped Braun with the twisting neck breaker from the ropes into the pin for the win. And Braun Strowman is gonna kick out, so it was enough to beat Damien, not enough to beat Braun, as now he's measuring for maybe Sister Abigail here, as he has him hooked up. He went for the mandible claw, looks like, but Braun's got him for the pin, and that's a lot of weight to be crushed out inside to kick out of, but he's reversed it, and Braun Strowman is down, and Howdy just rolled up Strowman for the win. As Braun is not going to WrestleMania, it's going to be Howdy somehow, some way, finding a way to retain his title in very unusual ways. But I think things are going to be a little bit more serious here. How about Drew McIntyre versus Uncle Howdy at WrestleMania? So it's going to be up to Howdy to try to take down his biggest, toughest challenge to date. And it was one of those matches where Drew just likes to absolutely brutalize people in this game. It feels like Drew just does the most brutal things possible, which, I mean, it's not really much of a surprise since that's how Drew actually is. But he dropped him with the future shock on the outside. A Claymore, as Drew dropping Howdy with the Claymore. And will that be enough, as Drew has him kick out? So it's not enough. And I think anytime you kick out of a Claymore, you keep a match going longer than he wants you to, it's going to anger him more. Powerbomb. And now Howdy back up. Drew gets him right back down with the elevated vertical suplex, hanging him up high, dropping him back down. And Drew, how about getting a trash can into the ring? And Howdy delivering a little cross body onto him as he just flung himself at him, and Drew is going to reverse that one, but Howdy catches him. Little STO, and Howdy at least can have some room to breathe, but Drew not gonna let him go too far as dropping him with the Michinoku driver on the outside. So Drew, I mean, this is just what he's doing. He's just trying to do whatever he can to put Howdy down, to put him down once and for all, as it just seems like somehow, some way, he's been able to survive these title matches. I don't know how. I don't know why. I don't know how that's been able to happen. And he's done it in the weirdest of ways, like I said, as the elbow drop is not going to be enough. And Drew is getting frustrated. How about pinning him again? This time using the ropes. I mean, I guess if it worked for Howdy on Solo, it's not going to work this time, though. As Howdy is going to miss the Glasgow kiss. He missed the Glasgow kiss. This is how he beat Braun Strowman on a roll-up. It's not nearly enough for Drew, though, as Howdy has Drew up, and he's gonna deliver mandible claw trying to choke the life out of Drew, has a pin down, Drew down, and he kicks out, and Howdy has to do a little bit more to put him away, as the mandible claw just not enough. How about a little Uranagi, and another big move to drop Drew, but how about him going for more weapons? I mean, the Uranagi, the mandible claw, he's maybe going to need a little Sister Abigail help too. Drew setting up the table, Howdy setting up a ladder. I don't know what these two are going to try to do, but Drew with the clothesline, and Drew setting up. How about a little fire? Flaming table? What are we doing here? It's WrestleMania, I guess, but flaming tables, that's gonna be a little much. Drew throws Howdy into it and burns his face. He just burned the face of Howdy. What the heck? He burned him as Howdy. I mean, how can he even see? He can't. Drew has him down, and how is Drew going to get even more vicious, even more violent? I'm throwing him into it again, burning him. Face is just probably got third degree burns, second degree burns. I don't know the difference between all the degree of burns, but he's got some degree of burns on him. And I mean, I don't think that mask is going to help him out. I'm about throwing a trash can at him too. Drew, why are you so brutal? Why are you so violent? Just put him away, as Drew is going to set him up with a spot near that table. He's not going to do it again, is he? Drew setting him up. Drew has him hooked up on his shoulders, and a powerbomb through the flaming table. Howdy down, and that was way too much. And Drew is going to win. Put him through a flaming table. And Drew, I mean, he just seems happy with himself that he just did that. But he is going to win his second Intercontinental Championship of the video. It's been a while since we've seen him, but he came back in the most brutal of ways. So we'll be heading into the final year, and the fifth and final year with Drew McIntyre as your champion. And he will be taking on very weird match. How about Bloodline Rules versus Julius Creed? Not only Bloodline Rules against Julius Creed, you know, it was exciting. Like, oh, I'll get to see Bloodline Rules for the first time. Well, Drew just squashed him. Drew just squashed him. I mean, the match was like 3 minutes. Claymore, no one interfered. Drew beat him so fast. Drew wins. And not only that, no one even came out, but hey, look, there's a party in the ring. Drew won with the help of Tozawa and Otis. And what's Carlito doing here? Well, what's Carlito doing here? I mean, I don't even know, but Drew wins. Sure, he's moving on to another title defense. This is definitely one of the weirder ones that we've had, but we'll get past it pretty quickly, as Drew will get to celebrate, as now he gets to take on Obafemi. And now, if this match were to happen in real life, this would be an absolute party to go and watch this match, as it would be just brutal. It'd be fun. In the game, not as you know, living up to the expectations, but Drew, I mean, he's just so dominant. He's actually just so insanely dominant in this game, dropping Oba on his head with the DDT, and gets Oba up. and delivers a Glasgow kiss, and Drew pulling Oba away from the ropes, gets him towards the center of the ring for the pin, and Drew McIntyre, for another title defense, has it. So maybe not the most exciting to see Drew take care of Oba like that, but Drew is just so insanely dominant in this game, and trying to get that title off him, it's going to take a really brave effort from somebody. It's going to take somebody who doesn't lose very easily, and I think he got the perfect decision. I think he got the perfect guy. How about Ilya Dragunov, the guy who's been so difficult to beat, who's been chasing this title all this whole video. All 5 years he's been chasing this title. Will it finally be Ilya's time? If he's gonna do it, it's gonna be against Drew McIntyre with the Constantine special, and dropping Drew. I think he knows it's gonna take more than that to beat Drew. Luckily he's got weapons to help him out a little bit, but Drew, this match was just a lot of physicality, as you'd expect. A lot of weapon shots as Drew set up in his sight for the torpedo Moscow, and now Drew down into the cover, and Ilya for the title. Finally, it's Drew kicking out. Drew kicks out, and a lot more weapon shots happen. A lot more. These two just fighting, but Drew has not been able to put down Ilya either. These two just, it wasn't even like there was a lot of pins in this match. It was just straight barbaric fighting and weapon shots as these two just slugging it out, one shot after another. Ilya asking for more, asking for more. That's what he does, as Drew now asking for more, as Ilya chops him, and Drew delivering another chop. These two just delivering so many strikes, punches, again, hockey fight, delivering strikes, none of them going down, and Ilya looking at Drew. He wants more. Ilya just got a burst of energy. How about the torpedo Moscow? Are you kidding me? Drew down. What in the world? Ilya down for the cover, and Ilya wins the title. Oh my goodness. What in the world did Ilya just do? Ilya just took all that punishment, basically said, I don't care, and delivered a torpedo Moscow to Drew and won the title in probably the most Ilya way possible. Oh my goodness. That's crazy. Ilya versus Drew, last man standing. I'm sure this will be a quick match, but we'll give you the highlights of this one, as Drew and Ilya, more of what you'd expect from them, as they're just brutalizing one another. All right. I mean, at this point, it feels like whoever wins this match ain't going to lose the title for the rest of this final year, because these two have been two of the hardest people to take down, and Ilya finally got the championship after all these years. I don't think he's going to lose it that easily. I don't think he's going to allow himself to go down in his first title defense. If he does, I don't know if we'll hear from him again. Ilya in control right now in the senton, dropping on Drew. Drew going out of the ring. These two now fighting on the outside. Like I said, more weapon shots, more chair, but Drew gets a torpedo Moscow. I think he just headbutted a chair into Drew's face. Are you kidding me? Ilya, what do you have to do? You care about your well-being, Ilya? Do you care that you're gonna have like 17 concussions? As Drew, is he even gonna be able to get up at 8? He does. Ilya doesn't even want to let him sit. He knows he's getting up. He throws him into the steps, and Drew down again. How about back into the ring these two go, as Drew has him set up on his shoulders for the power bomb, and Drew is walking him over, but Ilya fighting out. Looked like Drew was maybe going to throw him out the ring, but Ilya went for the torpedo, but he missed. Drew now, is he going to have a headbutt of his own? No, he can hit him with a Glasgow kiss, but he's not going to, dropping him with a little slam, and Ilya just dropped him again. He's just using his head as a battering ram. 6 is the count, and Drew back up at 7. I mean, my goodness, Ilya, you don't have to just use your head as a battering ram like that. He just dropped a senton, this time Drew out of the way, and Drew gets slammed. Ilya caught him, and my goodness, Ilya, he's got him hooked up, but now Drew with the punch to get out of the way. Ilya catches his punch and delivers one of his own. Now the two back and forth, trading strikes, trading reversals, as Drew scoops him up and drops him down. Drew, he just needs a breather at this point. And Drew is going to let the count play out. Ilya gets back up. Ilya, I don't even think Drew was ready for it as he dropped him. And I'm just going to say that I know maybe it didn't look like it, but that finishing the match, I'm just going to say he did a torpedo mask out of the back of his head, because that was, I'm just going to say, for my own headcanon's sake of that being the reason the match ended, I'm just going to say he did that, because that just seems like a much cooler way for that to end. But Ilya wins the match, and he'll be taking on Jacob Fatu. How about an appearance from Jacob Fatu versus Ilya Dragunov? Oh boy, if we got that match in real life, I'm sure those two would absolutely massacre one another as Ilya down on the ground. Fatu looking as angry as usual for the suicide dive. He just shoves him into the barricade as Ilya back up to his feet. Ilya is going to, get him with a feint DDT. Faked him out, and Ilya back into the ring looking like he maybe is going to break the count because he just dives right at him. You can at least wait for him to get back to his feet, Ilya. Why do you throw yourself at everybody with zero regard for well-being? As Drew is just already understood the pain that everybody else now is going to be going through with an H-bomb on the outside. H-bomb on the outside. Ilya somehow still fired up. He got him back into the ring. He didn't even want to take a count out, even if he could have gotten it. How about Ilya fired up again and looking for a finish? He's got him set up, and Ilya is gonna drop an H-bomb on him, and Fatu down. How about a second H-bomb, this time in the ring, as Fatu is gonna kick out. And Ilya, how about you need maybe another one? How about you got something else in you to take Fatu down, as Ilya is going to drop a foot right on his chest and go right back to the corner. How about setting him up one more time? How about H-bomb number 3 and dropping Fatu? 3 H-bombs into the cover, and Ilya has won and will be continuing his title reign. He's taken out Drew McIntyre. He's taken out Jacob Fatu. And does he have another giant in his path who is going to be an absolute horrible challenge for anyone to go up in the ring against? Yeah. How about Braun Breaker? My goodness, look at this run. Drew McIntyre, Jacob Fatu, Braun Breaker. You're facing like 3 of the baddest dudes in the entire company in a succession. And if Ilya can come out on top against all 3 of them, he's going to be setting up this time Torpedo. How about it? And Braun set up Torpedo Moscow. And Drew, Jacob, Braun, all of them down. But Braun kicks out. And Braun Breaker not going to go down easy. I feel like the only way you're going to beat Ilya at this point is he needs to go up against somebody who can take as much punishment as him. As Ilya with the H-bomb. He's got Braun down. It's been a Moscow, a bomb, and Braun kicking out again. Braun can take the punishment, but can he outdo what Ilya has been able to deliver as Braun counters, still in it, and chop to the chest, and Ilya uppercut, and Ilya one more shot to deliver on Braun. Senton crushing his sternum, and Braun is going to be down, knocked out, and Ilya with the win. So not a Moscow, not a bomb. It was a senton that took out Braun this time. And oh boy, how about Sami Zayn versus Ilya Dragunov? I said, how about taking on somebody who could take as much punishment as Ilya? Well, Sami, I think he fits that criteria better than anybody. So Sami and Ilya, who's going to be on top of this one here at Survivor Series? As Sami with the comeback into the cover on Ilya, and Ilya with the kick out. And now on to see what Sami can do. I mean, literally nobody's been able to take out Ilya. No one's been able to keep him down since he's won this title. And I mean, after chasing this title for over 4 years, I think I can see why he is fighting so hard to keep it. Dropping a knee right onto Sami's head. And Ilya is looking to see what's it got to take to put Sami down. Probably a lot, as he's got him set up and dropping him with a power bomb. And Ilya into the cover. And now Sami down. in for a 2, not a 3. Sammy kicking out. It's going to take more than that to beat Sammy. It's no surprise, as, I mean, you've already seen what he's been able to do in his career with kicking out of ridiculous amounts of pain and taking it. But an H-bomb on Zayn into the pin again. Zayn is going to kick out again. Powerbomb, H-bomb, and now how about Ilya continuing the onslaught, taking a knee to the side of his head, and Sammy right back to his feet. Sammy, as Ilya jumps out of the way. Ilya got up to his feet quickly and dropped Sammy. And Sammy taking so much punishment in this one, as Sammy gets his leg stomped in. Sammy back up to his feet out of nowhere, boot him in the face. And this is how Sammy operates. He'll take all the pain and the punishment in the world, and then out of nowhere, he'll hit you with one big strike, and Ilya kicks out. Now Ilya back up to his feet, shoving Sammy away, and Sammy gets caught with a boot of his own. Ilya delivering it right back to Sammy, and Sammy out of the ring. Having to recover as Ilya through the rope. Suicide dive. Ilya missed and he landed head first. Sammy gets him back into the ring. At a count of 4, he'll go to the top rope. And Ilya looking to stop him as Ilya is going to toss him off the top rope. And Ilya for the cover as Sammy took a hard fall down on his back. And the cover. Sammy out at 2. And again, Zayn kicking out as Ilya picking him up and driving him right back to the mat. Sammy back to his feet. How many times is Sammy gonna keep getting up? Torpedo Moscow! And Sammy down. Sammy is done for. Ilya wins again. And my goodness, Ilya just keeps on winning. And who will he have to take out next as we move ahead past Survivor Series? How about Raw Day 1 against Uncle Howdy? So Howdy getting another shot at the championship, but Ilya has been unstoppable. And to no surprise, on this Raw match, Uncle Howdy has been giving him a fight, but it has just not been enough to keep him down, as it's going to be Ilya rolling him up, rolling through, deadlifting powerbomb, and dropping Howdy with a powerbomb and lifting him right back up. And now Ilya, how about a second one for good measure? Powerbomb again! And 2 power bombs right onto Howdy, and Howdy done for. Ilya with the victory and another successful title defense. And moving on to what you assume would be the Royal Rumble. But how about Ilya taking on another challenge? This is the first time we've seen this. How about him defending the title twice in 1 week against Grayson Waller on New Year's Revolution, as now Ilya off the ropes. Torpedo Moscow onto Grayson Waller into the pin, and that was a very easy title defense. Like he beat him in like 5 minutes. I mean, he practically squashed him as Ilya. This is as unstoppable as we have seen a champion at this point. And I think we're ready for round 2 of a fight. How about Sammy versus Ilya? Falls count anywhere. At the Royal Rumble, Sammy not able to get the job done last time, but he put up probably the best fight anyone had to up until that point, as Sammy, ready this time around, has been in the ring one-on-one with Ilya before, or maybe he's got him scouted, maybe he's seen what he has done and realized it's going to take a lot more as the boot right to the face of Sammy. Deliver a little haluva kick of his own, and Ilya clearing off the announce table, because as if these two need an announce table or any other weapons to do anything, as a suicide dive to the back of Sammy's neck. My goodness, Ilya to the pin on the outside. Remember, falls count anywhere, as Sammy's going to kick out. The ref took a little bit of time, but I don't think that was going to get the job done regardless, as we've seen it took a lot to take Sammy down the first time around. It's probably going to take that and more. Ilya lifting him up. Power bomb onto the floor. Oh my goodness, onto the floor, Sammy. We are early on in this match, but Sammy's already taken a lot. Powerbomb onto the floor will take a lot out of you, as Sammy with a quick little roll-up, just trying to catch him off guard, but Ilya ready for that. as still fighting along the outside of the ring. Sammy just slapped the heck out of him, and Sammy is fighting back, and Zayn with the Blue Thunder Bomb onto the floor, and that one's gonna hurt too, into the cover, and Zayn is gonna watch Ilya kick out. Both of them have dropped each other onto the floor in a very devastating fashion as Ilya throwing him right into the table. Ilya, once again, is going to now drag him maybe towards the table where they're going to do some sort of move as he's going to bash his face right on the table. I don't think I'd want to see these two on top of that table and see what madness that they would do to one another as Sammy is going to have Ilya in his sights, dropping it with a Michinoku driver as now Sammy and Ilya move to the other side. I mean, these two literally have not even been inside the ring. They left the ring immediately and have been outside repeatedly the entire time. Double sentons, and everything just hurts all that much more on the outside and the back of the neck of Sammy. Suplex number 1, German number 2, and how about a trio of Germans? 2 sentons, 3 Germans, all in the span of about 30 seconds. Sammy, I don't know if it's even worth competing in this one. Ilya is a machine right now, but Sammy kicking out. Ilya just a machine as he's lining up. Torpedo Moscow! And Sammy might as well just be over with it. And he kicks out. Are you kidding me? Sammy kicking out. Ilya and Sammy have worked themselves back over to this side of the ring. And Sammy is now, I don't even know how he's still in this one. Power bombs, Germans, sentons, torpedo Moscows, as Sammy is dropping with a brain buster on the floor. And Sammy now delivering his heavy hitters. And Zayn has got him thrown into the table. And Zayn now getting him set up as he is going to set him with the Blue Thunder Bomb. The second one on the floor. These two don't want to ring. These two just want to hurt each other. It feels like, and inflict as much pain as humanly possible to see who can withstand more. Zayn is looking, measuring. He is looking to see if he can get some space here. Maybe get a running start as he is going all the way to the steps. No, he just wants to take the stairs. I thought maybe he was setting up for a haluva kick. Oh my goodness, Ilya averted disaster right there. Almost got hit as the two now taking strikes as Sammy up on the shoulders of Ilya. That's going to be a Death Valley driver. And Ilya, I mean, how many moves is Sammy going to take? These two now trading strikes as both of them went for their big moves. Oh my goodness. Both of them. One went for a haluva, one went for a torpedo Moscow. And they both missed an averted disaster, but they were thinking the same thing. These two are just insane right now. I'm supposed to be showing the highlights, but the whole match is seemingly a highlight as these two are just brutalizing one another. German, another one. Is that going to be 6 Germans on the outside of the ring? Sammy, just stay down. Stay down, Sammy. Cover. Zayn kicking out again. How much is he going to take? I mean, Sammy, I don't understand. Now he's got him up. It's going to be a power bomb on the floor. Sammy, just stay down. It's not worth it. Zayn is going to get caught again. Torpedo. And that's going to do it. Zayn down. And he kicked out again. Are you serious right now, Zayn? How is he staying alive? I don't understand. Sammy, he's got him hooked up and throwing him over his head for a suplex. And if anyone can match the heart of Ilya, I guess it is Sammy for the cover. And Ilya, he's down. He's taking a lot of punishment just because the match has gone on for so long. As Zayn has him and going to try to put him back in the ring. I don't think we need to get into the ring. I don't think they ever need to see the ring again. They have not touched the ring as Ilya has him suplex on the floor and just Zayn catches him with a kick, and Zayn has got a roll-up, and Zayn trying to maybe steal one. I don't know if a roll-up's going to be what it takes to put either one of these two away. I think he just basically got to knock one of them straight out, as Zayn looking for the Blue Thunder Bomb, and Ilya rolls out. Ilya landing on his feet, and now looking for a German, and Sammy, he rolls through. Now counter for counter on these two, and Zayn, front drop kick, but Ilya stays on his feet, and Ilya trying to get another German, but it's not going to work this time, and Zayn, he's got him hooked up, and Zayn taking him to the announce table, and as if we needed more danger from these two on the announce table, Zayn has got him. He's punching him as these two teetering on the edge, looking as Zayn hooks him. Sami suplex off the table onto the floor, and Zayn now deliver the punishment, and it's Ilya who maybe should be staying down. Cover, Zayn kicking out at 2 is Ilya, as Sami now has to wonder what he has to do to put Ilya away. Blue Thunder Bomb as he dropped him again on the floor. That's 3 Blue Thunder Bombs as Ilya down and kicking out at 2. This is never going to end as Ilya, I mean, they're just trying anything that they can to end this one, as Ilya and Sami have been just unhuman-like. This is not normal. This is not normal. As Sami, a back suplex delivered by Ilya. I'm losing my voice trying to commentate this match. This is ridiculous. Sami is going with a little twisting or a Karana on the outside. This is just delivering every single move they have in the book. Now how about a submission? I mean, you haven't been able to get him to stay down for 3. How about get him to pass out? But Ilya not gonna pass out. Not gonna tap out for sure. He went for the torpedo, but Sami evaded it. You have to think a 3rd torpedo would have done it, but Sami evades. And now Ilya just, I mean, maybe that's all he's got to do. Just deliver one last shot. These two have made themselves all the way around to this side of the ring. It's Sami using a baseball bat to just beat the heck out of him. I mean, weapons and every single move that they have at their disposal. Sami rolling them up, rolling them through. I don't think a roll is going to be enough, but they're just getting 1 counts on those. I mean, you got to deliver something big. Zayn tried to go for a Blue Thunder Bomb, but Ilya reversed it. Ilya trying to put Sami away, but Sami reverses now. And these two just weakly throwing strikes at one another, but a backbreaker. I mean, just what moves haven't they used yet? As Sami into the pin, Ilya kicking out at 1. 1 count. Sami has got him with the Haluva kick. And finally, that's got to do it. That's got to do it. Ilya down. 2. And Ilya kicks out again. You got to be kidding me. Why won't they stay down? Why won't they stay down? As Ilya just Brazilian fighting, and he's just continuing to stay into this one as he's cut Sami up, looking maybe for a finish. Power bomb onto the floor for a 3rd time. Sami, he's fighting out of it. Sami gets on his feet, and Sami gets met with a slap, and Sami gets the Enziguri, missed it, and now dropping him with the drop kick, popping him up, and Sami now met with a sledgehammer as these two have now resorted to having to beat each other with a sledgehammer as Zayn kicking out at 2 again. Oh my goodness, it's never gonna end. It's never gonna end as Ilya looking for Torpedo Moscow, and Sami evades it again. That's 2 straight that he's evaded, and Zayn averting disaster. Zayn is gonna get dropped with a back suplex on the floor now, as Ilya is going to watch Zayn get right back up to his feet. Zayn! Now he ducks the Haluva kick. Both of them avoiding, but Zayn! Zayn with the Haluva kick gets caught. And now Ilya, H-bomb! H-bomb followed up with that Haluva kick as now Zayn down. Finally, Zayn kicked out again! What in the world is going on? What is going on? I don't understand. Why is it not over? Zayn, just give up. Sami, give up. Sami reverses. Reverse DDT on the floor. And Zayn gets Ilya up. Scooping him up. Blue Thunder Bomb. That's the 4th Blue Thunder Bomb on the floor. Ilya down. 1, 2, 3. Sami wins. Sami has won it. I'm losing my voice doing this one. Sami Zayn has won the title, and I mean, I can't believe what I was watching. That is an insane match, and the saga between Sami and Ilya might not be done yet. How about Sami and Ilya, but we just throw Jacob Fatu and Drew McIntyre into the mix? Yeah, I'm sure that's a good idea. Ilya, Sami, Drew, Fatu, fatal 4-way. This being at Elimination Chamber means this is going to be for the shot at WrestleMania, and who is going to be the champ when we get there, as Ilya is going to be looking to get his title back. Drew looking to win his 3rd Intercontinental Championship of the video. Fatu looking for his 1st. as a lot on the line here, obviously, because we're getting to see who gets to close out the video. Sammy, he did not care about Ilya's little taunt. He booted him right in the face. Sammy and Ilya still have, I guess, a lot of unfinished business, as I'm almost scared to see them go up against each other again, as Fatu is going to get Sammy, as Sammy, I guess, evades and ducks, and Sammy drops him with a backbreaker. Drew went for a boot on Ilya, missed. Ilya picks Drew up and drops Drew with a power bomb, as Sammy and Ilya maybe just trying to one-up one another, as the power bomb from Ilya is going to lead into an H-bomb. Meanwhile, Sammy with the exploder suplex, and back at it we go. Sammy and Ilya into the corner. Zayn, he's lining him up. Haluva kick onto Ilya, looking to retain the title. Fatu's down. Drew's down. Drew can get back up. 2 and kicking out, but I think Drew broke it up too. I don't know, it was very split, but it looked like Ilya was about to kick out regardless, which at this point I'm not even surprised by. Drew has now got Ilya in his sights, looking for a little air raid. Crash, dropping him down, and Fatu with the super kick, and Fatu's got Drew alone in the ring, and Fatu and Drew looking to just spoil this feud between Sammy and Ilya, looking to spoil things between the two of them, as Ilya is going to watch, Sammy's going to watch, as Fatu has got Drew in his sights. Off the ropes he goes, and diving through, shoving him down. Now we get to the point where they're back all in the ring together, and Ilya rolling up Sammy, as Sammy with the kick out, but there is a Claymore out of nowhere onto Fatu, as now Jacob Fatu kicking out straight up of a Claymore. Ilya was so focused on Sammy, I mean, that almost just costed both of them the championship, as Drew almost just stole that one out from under their grasp, as now Drew is dealing with Ilya. Ilya rolls away. Sammy gets back in, and Drew gets met with a boo. Sammy, tornado DDT! And tornadoed onto Ilya. Ilya and Sammy back at it a couple of minutes later with the powerbomb. Jacob Fatu with a springboard headbutt onto Drew. What is this madness going on? Ilya has the pin broken up. Fatu now dealing with Ilya. Super kick and dropping him, and not done with Ilya. Yeah, how about another one? And Sammy rolling Fatu up. Drew rolls out of the ring, and Drew, he's got to get back in there to break up the pin. Fatu is going to have it broken up. Sammy actually would have had that there. Drew has saved this match, dropped Sammy, and now Drew with the air raid. Crash! Sammy with the Luba kick on Ilya, as Drew is going to be rolling out of the ring. Ilya with the pin. Ilya's getting pinned, and Drew is going to have to save it again, and he does. So Drew has been keeping this match alive a lot, as Drew now going for a straight powerbomb onto Sammy, who's going to be escaping, punching, getting out, and Sammy is going to kick Drew right in the face. Booing with a Luba kick. Ilya off the ropes. Torpedo Moscow. Fatu back in. He's got a sledgehammer. He's going right for Drew, but Ilya can't get the pin because Fatu's going to break it up. So now, fake DDT. He DDT'd him on the sledgehammer. He DDT'd him on the sledgehammer. And Ilya takes the title back. He DDT'd him onto the sledgehammer. He did the faint DDT, and Fatu dropped the sledgehammer, and he basically dropped the title, and Sammy didn't even get pinned. Ilya takes the title back, and that's gonna mean we have to have a decisive finish. Oh my goodness. Sammy versus Ilya, no holds barred. Oh no, not again. This is the final match of the video, guys. Sammy, Ilya, no holds barred. How about we start off the match with these two already going at it? I think it's going to be a lot of heavy hitting, a lot of home run shots. I don't think these two are going to really deal with any small stuff. I think they're going to understand that they need to do... I don't even know at this point. What is it going to take? They're going to need to only hit their biggest and best shots, as these two know each other so well by this point. Reversals, trading strikes, trading punches, trading everything. DDT, how about that getting reversed? Ilya escaping, and now Ilya getting his slap blocked. And Sammy now, he's got him. Overhead exploder suplex Sammy gets the early advantage on this one and the cover. I mean, at this point, I think you just do pins early on in a match like this to make them exert energy. I don't think you're doing it expecting to win, and already these two have gotten on the outside because they know that it hurts a lot more on the outside, and it's going to take moves like that on the floor to destroy each other enough to even get them to a spot where they can beat them. Ilya won at Survivor Series. Sammy won at the Rumble. Ilya then won that Fatal 4-Way by not pinning Zayn, but he won the title back in the Fatal 4-Way. Now these two, a definitive rubber match. Both have a singles victory over one another, and Ilya has that extra, winning the Fatal 4-Way, as now Sammy getting dropped with the suplex, as now they're back into the ring after Sammy took 3 Germans on the floor, and now Ilya off the ropes, got him with the torpedo, Moscow, and Zayn covered, Zayn down 2, kick out, and I'm not even surprised at that one, but still, it's just crazy that a Torpedo Moscow just ain't enough as Ilya coming off against him with a rolling senton and dropping him as Zayn. I mean, it's going to take a lot more than that as he's got him with the slam. And I mean, you got to set up a table, set up a ladder, need chairs, you need kendo sticks. Sammy's going to try to get a weapon. Ilya's not going to let that happen. Zayn with the punch to the gut. I mean, this match is very befitting of WrestleMania, and I think this match is a perfect way to end this video, which has seen a lot of crazy stuff happen as Ilya is going to take the punch. And these two, again, these matches are supposed to be highlights, but like I said, it feels like the whole match between these two are just the highlights. It's just, I mean, how can I cut any of this out? How can I? As Sammy and Ilya trading strikes. Sammy's back is already brutalized. It's already bruised up. He's taken so many shots on the floor. As Sammy, Ilya trading chops, punches, strikes, one after another. Zayn counters these two, trading punches, and neither of them going down. Trading again, they just won't stop it. Zayn is gonna drop him. Clothesline, Zayn fired up. Sami Zayn off the ropes, popping him up, and a drop kick. Sami on fire, and Sami Zayn is just so resilient, more resilient than Ilya at this point as he's throwing him into the corner. Zayn, haluva kick. Zayn pulling that one out of it, and that's gonna be a pin on Ilya for the win at WrestleMania, and Ilya kicking out at 2. And Zayn won the exchange, and it feels like just getting punched by Ilya fired him up and made him deliver that haluva kick as off the apron. Zayn now going with a little moonsault on the outside, and Zayn is just incredible. As now, I mean, look for a weapon, I guess. Let's see what he goes. How about a hockey stick? That's fitting, but that's not gonna work. The Canadian pulled out the hockey stick, but it's not gonna result in anything as Ilya, oh my goodness, he's gonna powerbomb him onto the hockey stick. No! Onto the hockey stick! And now he's got it. He's gonna beat Sami Zayn up with his own favorite sport's biggest weapon. And Sami busted open, and Zayn is gonna be getting chops. How about more Germans? Another one. Zayn thrown backwards, and my goodness, his back is about to be fully purple after this match as Zayn back up to his feet. Ilya just waiting for him. Ilya's just waiting for him as Ilya meets him with a punch, meets him with another one. Drop kick out the ring. Sami goes right back out. And Ilya now, how about we set up a table? Maybe that'll help out. Help the cause, I guess, as the table set up. And Ilya is looking to maybe take out Sami with a big suicide dive and taking out Zayn again. These two, is Zayn has him back up, and Zayn dropping him with a TDT on the floor. It's just big move after big move on these two, as Zayn will try to throw him back into the ring, and now you got a table set up there, and I don't know which one of these two could be going through it. Zayn to the top rope as Sami is seeing Ilya get back to his feet. It's a far jump, and he realizes he couldn't hit the jump, and Sami is going to go drop back down. Ilya to the top. That's a long way down. Senton! Crushing his ribs. And Zayn, he might have cracked a rib, broke a rib, maybe more than one. And another H-bomb onto the floor, just sandwiching his head between the mat and his forearm as Ilya, oh boy, how about a power bomb onto the floor again? Oh my goodness, Sammy just keeps getting up. Sammy keeps getting up. And Torpedo Moscow! I mean, this isn't false count anywhere, so it's not going to do much on the outside. Sammy! This meets him at a clothesline. I guess he should have done it in the ring, but I don't even know. Blue Thunder Bomb. Zayn drops him. And that's going to be Ilya drop now. As again, pinfalls only happen in the ring. Doing all this on the outside doesn't even mean anything. It just, I guess, hurts each other enough to where they hope that maybe, just maybe, they'll finally stay down when they finally do pin them in the ring. We've seen tables, we've seen a hockey stick, we've seen a chair, we've seen a shovel. We've seen a lot already. And I don't think there's anything at this point that these two haven't done to each other over the past couple of months as he's dropping him. I think his tailbone just cracked off that chair. And Zayn dropped. And now Zayn getting back into the ring, but he's not even going to be able to. A suicide dive again from Ilya. And Ilya, I'm out of words at this point. I don't even know what to say anymore. Zayn, Hurricane on the floor. At this point, I'm just a play-by-play. I got no color commentary to add because what can you even say? Sleeper hold on the outside. Now Zayn, jawbreaker, gets away from it. I think that's going to be maybe the strategy that these two are going to employ. Just try to make each other pass out. Zayn. And now he's got Ilya, and now he's going to the top rope. Zayn! This is ridiculous! Zayn off the top! Ilya rolls through! Ilya caught him! Powering! Ilya got him up! And Ilya, what power! Sammy fighting, though! Sammy fighting! And Sammy! Blue Thunderbomb! Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Sammy and Ilya. This is just a match made in heaven at this point. How do you catch him that far, roll through, and then Sammy still delivers a Blue Thunder Bomb, get him into the ring, pin him, and Sammy for the win. Ilya kicking out at 2. Not over yet, and Zayn as Ilya now Boston Crab submission. Ilya, these two trying to get a little bit more in the submission side of things because maybe, just maybe, you can make them pass out due to sheer pain, but it's not going to work there. As Sammy, now these two trading strikes again. Oh boy, it's time to trade more punches and slaps and everything that these two have to offer. These two are going to be exhausted by this point. I'm not even just talking about in this match. I'm talking about over the past couple of months. These two started facing off at Survivor Series. That was in November. We're all the way here in April at this point. It's WrestleMania. These two are still fighting. These two won't stop. These two just keep going at it as Sammy is fighting and Ilya is fighting. Punches again, trading the hockey fight, and these two level, evenly matched, and Sammy forearm, and Sammy jumping for tornado DDT, but Ilya got out the way, and Ilya off the ropes, and Ilya over the top, Ilya dropping down, momentum, torpedo, Moscow, and the cover, Zayn done for, Sammy kicking out, how, off the ropes, the extra momentum that makes it all the more brutal to just run full speed into somebody's flying at you head first. And Sammy kicks out. And Sammy now, he catches Ilya on the crossbody. What are these two made of? What are these two doing? These two are insane. Ilya dropping another Blue Thunder Bomb. The third one on the floor. It took 4 in the Royal Rumble match to put Ilya away on the floor. 4 Blue Thunder Bombs on the floor, plus everything else. That's already number 3. How about another shovel? These two like broke the other one. Pouncing it off his head. Oh my goodness. And now just taking shots at his knee, taking shots at every part of his body as Zayn into the ring goes Ilya. These two, what's it gonna take? Zayn to the top rope, measuring Ilya. My voice is defeated at this point as Sammy jumping off the top. Hurricane as he drops Ilya and into the corner. He's lining it up. Could this finally be the finish? Zayn got him set up and Haluva kick! Busted him open again! Zayn has him down. Haluva kick into the cover. Zayn has put him away. And Sami Zayn wins. And finally, this is over. These two, incredible, as that will put an end to the 5 years of the Intercontinental Championship. and a spectacular finish. But let's get into something that the people who watch this channel are familiar with when I do for the football videos, but we're doing it for the wrestling this time. So let's show you all of the champions and the championships, how much they held the title for, some other statistics on it and everything. So starting off with the people who actually won the title, we had a lot of people with the opportunity to win 2 and even 3 titles, but nobody was able to win the title 3 times in the 5-year span. But we had 5 two-time winners: Tony D'Angelo, Carmelo Hayes, Drew McIntyre, Ilya Dragunov, and Sami Zayn at the very end was able to grab his 2nd championship. And then one-time winners, we had Finn Balor, Rey Mysterio, Braun Breaker, Sheamus, Trick Williams, Tommaso Ciampa, Damian Priest, Uncle Howdy, and Andrade. So a lot of one-time winners. So then when we get into some of the statistics of each of the title reigns, only 12 out of the 19 title reigns, which is still like most of them, but a fair amount didn't have a single successful title defense. We had a couple of really short-term champions at the start of the video, but you know, it goes all the way down to 9 had just 2+, so less than half of the wrestlers successfully defended the title multiple times. Then we go down to 7 out of 19 had 3, 6 had 4, then 4 of them had 5 successful title defenses, and then one person had 6+ successful title defenses. That was Ilya's title reign, because he was able to defend the title, you know, 2 times in 1 week to get that extra one. But then when we go to the reigns and how long they were, 7 out of the 19 hit 100+ days. So again, less than half of them hit 100+ days, and 100+ days is, you know, just over 3 months. Then when we get to also the fact that there was a lot of first-time winners, you know, guys like Finn, guys like Drew, Ray, they had won the title in their careers in real life. So, you know, getting to where we had some first-time ever winners, a lot of people won their first ever title. Guys like Ilya, guys like Carmelo, guys like D'Angelo, Uncle Howdy, Tommaso, all these guys all won the title for the first time in their careers. But finally, getting to the overall days as champion, we start at the bottom. Ray had the title for all of 2 weeks. He beat Finn for the belt and then dropped it 2 weeks later to Tony D'Angelo. Braun Breaker only had the title for 16 days. He was a transitional champ. Same thing with Trick Williams, who wasn't able to defend the title. He shockingly won the title from Sheamus, who's all the way up there at 163, but then dropped it to Carmelo Hayes. Sammy, I mean, his 2nd title reign didn't obviously get to be a thing since the video ended on his 2nd title reign. So 2 title reigns, 28 days. Tommaso held it for 42 and probably shouldn't even be here because of the ridiculousness of how he won that title. Finn, first champion, very short. Tony D'Angelo, 2 title reigns, 117 days. Uncle Howdy, 1 for 129, but not like a super memorable title reign, not a lot of crazy matches. Drew was pretty good, 2 title reigns, 150. Sheamus was awesome. Like, I think when we get to these top 5, really awesome. Sheamus went over 160. Andrade was an amazing champion. Damian Priest was amazing. It's 195 days on a single title reign. Ilya was unbelievable. And then when we get to Carmelo Hayes, by far on top. How about basically a year as champion? I mean, 343, and the 42 days he wasn't champion was the Tommaso Ciampa run, and he should have not even lost the title. Like, he should have been a champion for a year straight. He was definitely... Either him or Ilya was the best person in this video. I think just as how good of a champion they were, I'd give it to Carmelo Hayes. You guys can let me know who you thought was the best person in this video. Let me know overall what you thought of this video, what you do differently, what you did like, what you didn't like. You know, it was kind of interesting to implement a video type that I do in my football videos, but do it for wrestling. So, you know, if I have a new audience here, you can let me know how you felt about the video. If I have the returning audience, the football people, let me know what you thought of it. I have some other ideas for this game, but, you know, it really will just determine on how much support this gets. You know, I am mostly a football channel, so when it comes to the wrestling content, it's really going to be based on how much support it gets. If you want to see me do more wrestling stuff, then like and everything. If you don't, then I'd still like you to like the video, because that would still help me out a lot. But any support is obviously much appreciated, and I will see you guys all in the next one.